Polywood patio furniture, and #1 grade treated natural pine Amish-made patio furniture. And we also have a wonderful assortment of concrete benches, statues, and fountains available in a selection you just gotta see to believe. Erickson's Landscape Supply, high-quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less, plus a whole lot more. Commercial or residential, visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection or stop on in today.
The lights get bright in New York, but this crew belongs on center stage.
Start spreading.
Here's the 2-2.
And Jake, a fly ball to center. Harris is back. Harris at the track, looking up. It is gone! Jake Bowers with one of the at-bats of the year.
The Brewers head to New York to take on the Mets. Our Brewers Radio Network game day coverage starts tonight at 5:35 on the home of the Brewers, 620 WTMJ, Milwaukee.
It's 12:01. I'm Greg Matzik. This is Wisconsin's Midday News for Tuesday, August 25th. Your top story, bond is set after a deadly music studio shooting.
I'm Adam Roberts, in for Jessica Ty. Pressure mounting on the New Berlin mayor to resign.
Partly cloudy today, slightly more humid. Chance of showers late tonight. Overnight low 65. Better chance of rain on Wednesday. 76, partly cloudy in Milwaukee at 12:01. From the WTMJ breaking newsroom, bond set at $150,000 for the man accused of killing 2 people inside a recording studio on Milwaukee's north side.
Calvin Harris faces 2 counts of first-degree reckless homicide after Quentin Williams and DeQuayshawn Evans were found shot to death last week. A criminal complaint says Harris called 911 and admitted to firing the fatal shots. He told investigators that Evans had taken his gun during an argument, prompting him to grab another gun and open fire. Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
Decision Wisconsin, the results of this month's partisan primary now official.
No errors or omissions were identified that would impact the results.
The chair of the Wisconsin Elections Commission signing the official canvass statements for congressional, statewide, and legislative races today. Candidates will now shift their focus on the campaign trail ahead of the November midterms in a few months. Meanwhile, the Marquette Law School will plan to release its first post-primary poll tomorrow.
Calls continue for the resignation of the mayor of New Berlin after he shared anti-Muslim posts on social media.
The National Council on American Islamic Relations joins the Wisconsin Muslim Civic Alliance in condemning Mayor Dave Ament's posts, calling for him to apologize to New Berlin's Muslim residents and resign from office. The post calling Muslims traitors and unloyal Americans appeared on his social media account as recently as a few weeks ago. Ament has since made his Facebook account private. The New Berlin Common Council will meet tonight to discuss possible action against the mayor's comments. Neil Doyle, WTMJ News.
The Supreme Court moving President Trump's order standardizing mail-in ballots forward, but it will still be a challenge for the president to get his executive order implemented ahead of the upcoming November midterms. The Hill's Zach Schoenfield.
Now that the U.S. Postal Service is moving ahead, you've actually already seen the states here in just the last few days. These blue states are already trying to start a new round of litigation in the lower court. So even though the Supreme Court has spoken on its emergency docket, we're already turning our eyes back to the trial court because there is going to be a new fight here, and that is going to dictate what happens for November.
Election officials say there's not enough time to implement the standards and want the courts to step in.
The United States and Canada getting closer to an all-out trade war. Beginning September 8th, Canada going to put in place tariffs of 15%, 25%, and 50% on certain American goods going into Canada, effectively matching the tariffs the United States applied to similar goods. ABC's Elizabeth Schulze.
What the U.S. has imposed here, $20 billion, accounts for about 5% of the imports, 5% of the stuff that we buy from Canada total. But of course, now you've got this new threat of Canada, another $20 billion, that dollar for dollar. And then the risk becomes, how much more does this escalate? When you hear that rhetoric, this is an incredibly closely entwined relationship. There is the potential for this to escalate further and even dent that number more when you think about the cost for people at home.
New estimate from Yale Budget Lab says this could cost a typical American household roughly $1,100 per year.
More news about your money now. The WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. All 3 majors trending upward, though tentatively keeping an eye on the news of trade talks between the U.S. and Canada. The Dow, the NASDAQ, and the S&P all up between 0.25% to 0.5% on the afternoon. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com.
Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Outdoor Living Unlimited. WTMJ News Time is 12:05.
Welcome back to Ask Hasselus. I'm Weston. What's your question?
Is this one of those viral pranks?
Beg your pardon?
I think you promote Hasselus Mattresses employee-free showrooms just to lure me in so you can film a practical joke on me to go viral.
Sir, I assure you, we take employee-free mattress shopping very seriously.
What do? Tie me to a bed and spray me with silly string?
We simply let you try our selection of Beauty Rest, Sealy Posturepedic, and more without commission-crazy salespeople breathing down your neck.
Good one.
Others sell a Beauty Sleep by Beauty Rest Queen Elm Cove A mattress for $1,599, but Hasselus has it for just $794.
Sure you do.
And through Monday, get a free adjustable base with the purchase of a select Sealy Posturepedic or Beauty Rest mattress, plus free next-day delivery.
So shopping at Hasselus won't make me TikTok famous?
Absolutely not.
Darn.
Open 9 to 9. Find an employee-free showroom near you or shop online at Hasselus.com.
WTMJ's Eric Bilstead here for Tri-County Contracting. Hey, reminder, it is summer storm season, and weather damage can be a real issue at the house. So if you think you've got a problem, remember, Tri-County Contracting gives free estimates on any potential wind or hail damage. And here's the best part, they can always work directly with your insurance. It's Tri-County Contracting, WI.com. Love your home again, even during the storm season, with Tri-County Contracting, WI.com.
Day after day, year after year, the heavy lifting, the repetitive motion, and now your body feels it. Your back, your knees, your quality of life. At Pivot Work Injury Law, we stand up for those worn down by work. Workers' comp is our sole focus, and we've recovered more than $50 million for Wisconsin workers. From sudden accidents to pain that builds over years of hard work, we're dedicated to fighting for the benefits you're entitled to. If you've been worn down by work, contact Pivot Work Injury Law today for a risk-free consultation. Visit pivotworkinjurylaw.com.
Time for WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports desk. In an unexpected development, Brewers pitcher Brandon Woodruff will not need surgery to repair the anterior capsule in his right shoulder. Manager Pat Murphy is not slamming the door on the idea of Woodruff pitching this season.
He's excited about it, and there is a possibility. I don't know that he could get in shape to throw a long outing by that time because it is still a progression. But why not hold out hope? Everyone knows what he's capable of when he's healthy. I'm not telling you that it's likely. I'm just saying I'm hopeful.
Brewers begin a 3-game series against the Mets tonight in New York with Kyle Harrison on the mound. Coverage gets underway at 5:35. Packers linebacker Barron Sorrell instigated training camp's first fight Monday when he took wide receiver Matthew Golden hard to the ground. Fair to say Sorrell will welcome the opportunity to practice with the Arizona Cardinals this week.
It's definitely getting time to hit somebody else. We've been hitting each other for so long, and it's just how it gets when you're seeing the same person every single day.
And Packers wrap up the preseason Friday night against those Cardinals at Lambeau Field.
Let's check the roads now. It's your WTMJ Time Saver traffic. Going to be encountering your usual delays right around the stadium, either direction on 94 east or west. We did have an earlier crash that was blocking the right shoulder right near 35th Street. That looks like that has been cleared up. As far as other incidents go, not much in the way of blockage on the roads right now. You've got a pretty nice drive shaping up across the system to start your afternoon.
Partly cloudy, a little more humid today, high 78 degrees. Chance of rain late tonight, mostly cloudy, low 65. Chance of a shower or storm on Wednesday, otherwise partly cloudy and warm, a high of 83. Thursday and Friday look great. Thursday's high 77 degrees, full of sunshine. Friday's high 75. Just a slight chance of an evening shower on Saturday with a high of 78. 76, partly cloudy in Milwaukee at 12:09.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios in downtown Milwaukee, it's Wisconsin's Midday News, making stories come to life. Now, here are your hosts, Greg Matzik, and in for Jessica Ty, it's Adam Roberts.
So it's Gina's birthday yesterday, and we got her a coffee-themed gift, right? Everything coffee-related,
sure.
Right? If you know Gina, you know that she loves all things coffee. She aggressively drinks coffee throughout the day. It does not last long when it's in her hand. Well, a happy birthday to me, apparently, because Gina delivered me the first pumpkin spice something from Starbucks today. I don't even know what it was, but it was delicious. And it is not my birthday, but thank you, Gina, for delivering on day one of Starbucks launching its fall menu.
I was going to say, it's pumpkin spice season is back.
It is. So last week was Dunkin's rollout. This week it's the folks at Starbucks. And I think Thanksgiving stuff is already at Costco. So there we go.
It's now at noon on Wisconsin's Midday News.
There will be no charges against tech mogul Elon Musk over allegations he offered Wisconsin voters money during the 2025 state Supreme Court election. Recall this in late March.
Let me first hand out 2 $1 million checks in appreciation.
Well, that was March 27th, right ahead of the spring state Supreme Court election in Wisconsin. Musk was appearing at a rally in Green Bay. Before that rally, he or someone using his official X account posted that he would give a talk in Wisconsin, that entrance would be limited to those who voted in the Supreme Court election, and that he would personally hand over those 2 checks for $1 million each in appreciation for you taking the time to vote. There'd be a follow-up post that would later clarify some information. Now, this case was handed off into La Crosse County. District Attorney Tim Grinke was handling this and released his statement earlier today saying there would be no charges. In a statement, Grinke says Musk's initial post could have been seen as offering a financial incentive to vote, hear that as a bribe, but Musk later clarified the money was for 2 people selected as spokespeople for a petition opposing activist judges. And
the reason for the checks is that it's really just to get attention.
Grinke saying no one was actually paid to vote, and he does not believe a jury would be able to convict Musk either.
I don't know where he's going to find the money to fight these legal battles, right? He must be going broke at this point.
Poor guy.
No? Well, didn't exactly hit the bullseye with this one. Target apologizing and removing a children's Halloween costume after it was widely criticized as racist.
The images of the costume are being compared to racist caricatures, evoking blackface. Target now acknowledges the costume should have never been for sale, saying, "As a company, we got this wrong, and we are deeply sorry. We know this is especially hurtful for our black guests, team members, and partners. Removing the costume is an important first step, and we are looking closely at how this happened."
It's ABC's Sophie Flay. The product sold as the Kids Glows Under Blacklight Circus Clown Halloween costume. Target declined to comment on who designed the product, which was sold under the retailer's seasonal Hide and Eek boutique brand. Right, go to a Target. Halloween stuff is already out. It's available. And go online. It's all over the place. Also, Target trying to understand the process by which this was greenlit for sale. I did go to the Target site and ran a search. The costume no longer shows up. There is an inflatable hot dog costume for $36.99 if you want to go that route. Jeez. But this was a swing and a miss from the get-go. Target is responding to the backlash, quickly posting their apology and also removing the item from all of its stores and online.
Yeah, this is absolutely, if you see this image, and if you haven't, you likely will over the next day or so. It's absolutely one of those, how in the world did this get greenlit?
There are things in our society that I look at and say, all right, maybe that's a little bit like, what do we do? We're kind of stretching to cause a fuss with this. That is not the case, in my opinion, with this costume.
Well, the Packers making news this week. Of course, we've got the final preseason matchup coming up here in just a few days against Mike LaFleur and the Arizona Cardinals. Also, the team unveiling a new alternate uniform, their rivalries jersey. You can text WATCH right now to our Siding Unlimited talk and text line. WATCH to 855-616-1620. So we were talking about this in another meeting I was at earlier today. So they are new alternate jerseys, vintage green, gold with alabaster accents. Now, what is that, you may be wondering? A warm, creamy, off-white color. The Packers have experimented with white jersey versions in the past. This is not an all-white jersey, as I mentioned. The idea is inspired by the aged paper of Packers stock certificate. So that's pretty cool. By the way, that amount of people who can call themselves owners of the green and gold, more than 500,000. You also see the helmet, which is all white with the green G and the white G with the yellow stripe right down the middle if you are watching on our live stream. So these will be worn October 11th, the rivalry game against the Chicago Bears. And if you want to get them for yourself, the new gear hits stores September 1st.
It'll be in the team stores before too long, yes. I kind of dig the helmet. I don't love the uniform.
Really?
I don't love it. I like the story behind it, but my general opinion on alternate uniforms is that they tend to just sort of miss the mark. Not all the time, but on many occasions. And the Packers have had some absolute failures in this world before.
Yes, they have.
I wouldn't describe this as an absolute failure. It's just not my favorite. So I'm looking at the numbers right now. So if you text the word watch to 855-616-1620, you'll see kind of a scrolling photo library. There's Jaden Reed with his number 11. I'm always interested in the descriptions, right? So I look at Jaden Reed and I see number 11. But then you look at the description of number 11 or the number font on the jerseys, and it's a nod to the kind of font you would see on currency, which is a special nod to Packers fans who have supported this team financially over the years, right?
All right. So we're stretching it.
Right. So there's the graphic designer's take for why that font was chosen. I just see a number 11 and say, okay, I guess that's the new Packers uniform for this game, or how many other games they wear it.
The number is weird. I will say my big thing I love about it is the nod to the Lombardi or late 50s era G and B logo, which you don't see used much anymore.
It's like an interlocking cool. G and B, which is kind of
like
neat.
It a lot.
So yes, it is on our website, WTMJ.com. Also, text the word watch to 855-616-1620. So Bears game, right? The Bears game on October 11th?
Correct.
Big question. Will number 1 be running out of the tunnel for the Packers in that game? I'm going to say unlikely Micah Parsons makes his debut against the Bears on October 11th.
Because they got a Cowboys game coming up around that same time.
Yeah, a couple weeks later. So that to me seems like maybe a more logical opportunity for him to make his regular season debut. But should he in this Bears game, he'll have a different jersey to wear. It's 12:16 on WTMJ.
Borrow, don't buy. Did you know that your public library system has a variety of things you can borrow? Besides books, check out board games, cake pans, ukuleles, museum passes, video games, even electrical testing kits. Whether it's mastering a new skill, trying a new hobby, or learning a new language, your library loves to share resources with you. Access thousands of on-demand video courses with your library card. Courses can be accessed anytime, anywhere. Find out what your Milwaukee, Waukesha, and Jefferson County libraries have to offer. Learn more at getyourlibrarycard.org.
Well, Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee is setting the stage for you to rock your socks off. The rest of this month, you can jam out with Real Rock Off. You could win big-time prizes to the tune of $300,000 in cash and prizes. That is amazing stuff. Get in on the jam session by playing with your Potawatomi Rewards Card for entries. If you are not a Potawatomi Rewards Card member, no problem. It's free to sign up. Do it at the casino. Must be 21 years or older to participate. And then Thursday nights, you'll have game show night. It'll be a battleground for your share of cash and reward play. It's Real Rock Off, and it is big time. Only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 years or older and a rewards member to play.
Healthy joints, healthy lifestyle. Vince Vetrano for Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Arthritis, injuries, wear and tear, common joint issues that keep you from doing what you love. At OAW, a visit to the doctor doesn't always mean surgery. Everyone is different. Surgeons, nurses, physical therapists work together to come up with a plan for you. Maybe it's PT, medication, injection, and if you do need surgery like I did, you know you're in the best of hands. Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, there is a difference. Book an appointment online at orthowisconsin.com.
WTMJ's Julia Fellow for Appliance Gallery, right on Wisconsin Avenue in Milwaukee. Their gorgeous showroom is the most up-to-date in our state, featuring luxury brands like Sub-Zero, Wolf, Miele, Fisher & Paykel, and more. They'll work right with your contractor designer and make the process seamless. They even offer brands where you can choose from custom colors. As a small family-owned company with one location, they deliver impeccable service with a personal touch. Visit ApplianceGalleryWY.com or stop in today.
Well, overall, pretty nice day today. Slightly more humid than it was a day ago. High 76, a little warmer away from Lake Michigan. Could touch 80 degrees. Some clouds roll in later tonight. There's a slight chance of rain overnight hours and a slight chance of rain tomorrow. Tomorrow we warm up a little bit more. High of 83 degrees. Definitely more on the muggy side. Thursday and Friday look fantastic. Thursday's high 77 and sunny. Friday 75 and sunny. It's 74 and partly cloudy in Milwaukee at 12:19. A developing story today out of Canada, where the country is issuing a series of retaliatory tariffs on U.S. imports in response to the 50% tariffs that the Trump administration has imposed on Canadian goods coming to the United States. Canada's Finance Minister François Philippe Champagne says Canada's tariffs could be as much as 50% depending on the good.
Ultimately, the terms proposed by the U.S. administration were uneconomic,
unfair, and ultimately unacceptable. We will meet the moment together. And as the Prime Minister has said, we will support our workers, our businesses, and our industry with whatever it takes for as long as it takes.
The United States and Canada's trade history dates back to the 1800s. You might also know about NAFTA, which was developed in the early 1990s. We welcome in ABC business reporter Sue Yoon, who's covering the developments today. Sue, President Trump says, we don't need Canada, they need us. But when you look at the totality of goods imported to the United States from Canada, is that even an accurate statement?
You know, it's not that accurate, and even the president has admitted that. Yesterday, he walked back that comment saying that, sadly, we really do need Canadian aluminum when he was speaking in Oklahoma. We get about 50% of our aluminum from Canada and about 50% of our nickel, which we need to manufacture things like planes and missiles. Aluminum obviously would hit like Michigan hard in terms of cars and washing machines. So someone like Whirlpool might be affected. And but on energy, where we're really vulnerable right now as Americans, we get 60% of our crude oil from Canada and about 99% of our natural gas. And Americans are dealing with $4 gasoline later in the calendar year than we've ever had it. Looks like it'll continue into Labor Day. The war in Iran doesn't really seem like it's going to let up anytime soon. And Americans are also facing high electricity and energy bills. So we're very vulnerable on this front.
You know, so the United States has a more robust trade network than Canada does. Canada really relies on the United States. But nonetheless, these tariffs could significantly affect everyday prices for normal consumers in the U.S. at a time where we're already looking at the price of pretty much everything.
That's right, because everything is affected by energy prices and oil and diesel. But yeah, a lot of the items that these tariffs are hitting are quite puzzling to people, including experts. Hockey sticks. It's funny. We just won big at the Olympics this year, and everyone thought it'd be a great year for American hockey, and now that's going to be more expensive. But energy, potash, a lot of those resources that businesses or corporations rely on, those are so far exempted.
Thinking long term here, Sue, could something like this accelerate Canada's efforts to seek trade partners outside of the United States? And if they do, if that were to pay off, could America potentially lose that supply?
I think we're going to see how it goes. Part of the reason that Carney says that they walked away from the deal is that it was an agreement on pencil, so that even if they had agreed to a deal, that the U.S. would retain the right to change it later and be able to veto or weigh in on their other trade agreements with other countries. And Canada just doesn't want to cede sovereignty like that. They said they don't want to be the 51st state.
It's ABC Sue Yoon, business reporter. We appreciate your time, Sue. Thank you. So, Adam, this is dating back, really just, when failed talks occurred. So trade talks broke down in this month in August, just days ago, both sides failing to reach an agreement. The 50% tariffs on about $20 billion worth of Canadian goods was imposed by President Trump, and now you've got the retaliatory tariffs. I am trying to think short-term and long-term, right? Strained relations with Canada, historically an ally. They certainly need us, and we do rely on Canada for a rather significant amount of imports. You think about it, there's billions of dollars of free trade happening between the two countries each and every year. Stuff going north of the border, stuff coming south of the border and dispersed around the country. So it does threaten one of the largest and closest trading partnerships that the United States has. The U.S. has other trade partners and significant trade partners. Canada's network isn't quite as robust. Perhaps they start seeking other trade partners as part of this. Or maybe, candidly, they just wait for a new president to be in office and start to work at repairing relationships. So we've seen things like this happen before, but it's been really since like the Reagan administration before you've seen this kind of tariff war play out.
Yeah, and you think about it makes a lot of geographic sense that we have been for so many, many decades a great trade partner with Canada, share our border, share it for thousands of miles. And when you think about when something works for so long and it just is designed to be that way, you don't really want to rock the boat too much, specifically because we also share a lot of Great Lakes space. And one of the things that I've found very interesting from the Canadian side in this particular back and forth was this idea that Canada, if you're not aware, provides not just goods, but also electricity to at least 3 U.S. states that border along, including Minnesota and Michigan. And they have threatened in this round that nothing's off the table, including cutting off potential power supplies to those U.S. states. So not impacting Wisconsin, but certainly states right around us. And maybe that's something that you would never think about being something that's a tradable good, is just power and electricity. But at least in this case, it seems like it could be.
12:25 here in WTMJ. Just getting started. We'll get the latest from the Brewers with Adam McCalvey of Brewers.com coming up after the 12:30 news. Wisconsin's Midday News podcast is built by Siding Unlimited. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Also, we're streaming on YouTube. You can hop into our studio each and every day. Find Wisconsin's Midday News on YouTube.
Meet Jim and Rita. We went on a motorcycle trip. But somewhere in Wyoming, Jim and Rita were in a serious accident. They blocked off the interstate and everything and took us to the hospital. Sometime later, Rita made a discovery. She had noticed that the bracelet was gone. And I asked the trooper, is there a chance we can go out there and see if it's still there? And amazingly, he found a couple of pieces.
It was only 2 tiny links of the bracelet.
Jim was determined to buy Rita another bracelet from Kessler's. And I had my checkbook in my hand. But when he arrived there, and I said, okay, how much? And she says, that's part of our warranty. Jim and Rita discovered the Kessler's miraculous no small print warranty. It's just amazing that you guys do this.
And it's true.
If you bought it at Kessler's, it's guaranteed. It's just that simple.
It surely is miraculous.
Read the Kessler's Miraculous No Small Print Warranty yourself at KesslersDiamonds.com.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. When it's time for a new vehicle, I know where I'm going. Griffin Ford in Waukesha. It's where I always go. It's where I buy my cars. Bought my Ford Explorer. If you've been thinking about a new SUV or truck, now's the time to stop in. Griffin Ford has an incredible selection. 60 2026 Ford Explorers in stock, starting at just $37,790. Need a truck? They've got more than 50 new 2026 Ford F-150 4x4s in stock. Yeah, starting at only $44,775. And here's the best part. With most new vehicle purchases, you'll receive a 2-year, 25,000-mile premium maintenance plan, giving you even more value and peace of mind. With one of the largest Ford inventories in Wisconsin, you don't have to settle. You can find the color, features, and model that's right for you. Stop by Griffin Ford in Waukesha, where I buy my cars, or visit GriffinFord.com today. Offers end August 31st. See dealer for complete details. It's Griffin Ford.
And now about your house. It's where you live, but do you also live in your yard? My friends at Outdoor Living Unlimited help people extend their home, living beyond the wall. Your imagination may be somewhat limited, so let's call on Eric Brown, president of Outdoor Living Unlimited, to expand upon it.
I'm confident that 90% of the listeners can look outside their home and dream of a better, nicer, way more outstanding backyard. If you're one of the many, you'll need to call Outdoor Living Unlimited. Outdoor Living Unlimited's expert team can design a beautiful, functional, usable backyard space. Then our team can build it. You dream it, we build it. New deck, outdoor kitchen, pavers, retaining walls, screen room. How about a must-see automated pergola that doubles as a screen room? Picture this, a pergola that allows the sunlight through the slats, but with the press of a button, those slats close and now you have protection. Another press of the button and the screens roll down. There's your screen room. The ideas are endless. We recently built a brand new deck with a screen room pergola on top and stairs that lead to a paver oasis complete with a fire pit and seat walls. Amazing. New deck, outdoor kitchen, screen room, automated pergola. Let Outdoor Living Unlimited design and build the amazing backyard. Find us at OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com.
See all the cool things that Outdoor Living Unlimited can do for your yard on their Instagram page, or visit their unique outside-in showroom in Waukesha. And if you're looking outside of your home, dreaming of a more beautiful and functional, usable backyard, well, Outdoor Living Unlimited can design and build you an amazing showstopper of a deck, patio, complete with pergola and fire pit, just like they did for us. With expert care, Outdoor Living Unlimited installed a beautiful paver patio, complete with land and stone retaining wall, all sorts of space, room for a built-in kitchen, and complete with a gas fire pit. It's where we spend all of our time. Visit OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com.
Whoop, just doing some roofing on another lovely Wisconsin day. No gimmicks, no shortcuts. Nope. It's just roofing done the old-fashioned way. You betcha. Do you need shingles? Let's mingle. For a Wisconsin tradition never dwindles. No. So raise a glass, shake a hand for this old-fashioned brand. Whoop, that's old-fashioned roofing.
It's 12:30. I'm Greg Matzik. This is Wisconsin's Midday News for Tuesday, August 25th. Your top story, pleading not guilty to a Milwaukee murder spree.
I'm Adam Roberts. Wisconsin's tribes push for medical marijuana.
Partly cloudy, a little more humid today. High 78, could crack 80 inland. Chance of showers tonight at a low of 65. Slight chance of rain on Wednesday with a high of 83. The sun returns in full force on Thursday and Friday.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. Pennsylvania's health department says 2 people have died due to measles, the first deaths in the state from measles cases in 35 years. Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro is now urging people to get vaccinated.
Both of the individuals were from Lancaster County, and both were unvaccinated. We hope and we pray that those deaths will be the last.
The CDC shows a record number of measles cases nationally for a second straight year, with 2,700 cases reported across 45 states. Health departments reporting the vast majority of cases involve those not vaccinated. Canada detailed plans today for retaliatory tariffs on U.S. goods set to take place and begin September 8th. Canada's finance minister says they'll match the U.S. imposed 50% tariffs on certain Canadian imports already in effect. Thousands of residents in Gary, Indiana remain without power 2 weeks after severe storms swept through. The state power company estimates it'll be back on by tonight. This is ABC News.
Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Time is 12:31.
The man accused of killing 3 people in a murder spree in Milwaukee pleads not guilty.
36-year-old Thomas Zollicoffer faces 7 felonies, including first-degree intentional homicide in the deaths of his ex-girlfriend, 26-year-old Vanessa De Herrera, and 29-year-old Scott Buckholes during a domestic dispute. He's also accused of shooting and killing 38-year-old Shamarla Hare after Hare refused to allow him to remain at her home after the first 2 deaths. Zollicoffer is due back in court Friday for a bail hearing. He faces life in prison if convicted on all charges. Neil Doyle, WTMJ News.
Police are on the lookout for a burglary suspect accused of breaking into multiple apartments near the Marquette University campus. Arrest warrant out now for 30-year-old DeAndre Morgan, whom prosecutors allege broke into an off-campus apartment near 15th and Kilbourne August 2nd while female students were sleeping inside. Officers later found Morgan sitting on a couch on the 2nd floor with a blue shopping bag full of the students' belongings. Morgan was originally charged with misdemeanor trespassing, then released on a signature bond. The arrest warrant issued after new felony burglary charges were filed last week.
Medical marijuana could return to the state agenda at the state capitol. Michael DeCora with the St. Croix Chippewa says Wisconsin remains one of just 9 states without a medical cannabis program.
There has to be a way to push this. I wouldn't be doing my job sitting on this committee and representing the tribe that I do and doing the research that I have, that if I did not take a stance on this and make sure that we look at some sort of legislation that can help benefit not only the Wisconsin folks, but especially my native relatives.
Tribal leaders are reviewing existing proposals and plan to return with recommendations to state tribal relations committees. No formal legislation has been introduced.
Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth's visit to Oshkosh Corporation yesterday comes as the Trump administration is asking Congress for $1.5 trillion towards military spending next year.
We're a different kind of department, moving at the speed of business, moving at the speed of markets, and we are open for business. We need more Oshkosh across America.
While supporting Hegseth in Oshkosh, Wisconsin Congressman Glenn Grothman said he is skeptical Congress will approve the administration's financial request.
We just hit $40 trillion in debt, so I think that's kind of a big ask. I'd be surprised if they get something like that.
Hegseth's Oshkosh visit was part of his nationwide Arsenal of Freedom tour.
Milwaukee's Oriental Theater is one of less than 20 theaters in the country that can show 70mm film year-round. They're celebrating with a week of classics.
Milwaukee film artistic director Kara Ogburn says a 6-foot film reel takes some heavy lifting.
We have a changeover projector that actually changes from one machine to the other when that reel changes. It requires rhythm and strength to be a projectionist.
From West Side Story to Sinners, she tells WTMJ's What's on Tap how that celluloid film strip makes a movie special.
Sometimes you physically can tell that it is old, right? These are archival prints that we're showing for this week. So sometimes you'll see something that's like, ooh, that has a small scratch or that has some small imperfection.
Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
Back to work for your Milwaukee Brewers this evening. Sports, traffic, and weather on the way next. Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Time is 12:34.
Don't think twice.
Call Geis.
A great way to add value and curb appeal to your home is with a new LiftMaster or CHI maintenance-free garage door. Hey, it's WTMJ's Greg Matzik. A study by Remodelers Magazine reports that the average return on investment is an amazing 82%. Garage doors rank first among all home improvement projects. To see Geis's huge selection of doors, visit their showroom in Brookfield, or you can also visit their online showroom at geisdoors.com. Geis has everything from alley doors to custom wood designer doors and everything in between. Remember, for all your garage door needs, you call Geis at 262-784-4250. That number again, 262-784-4250. It's Geis. Visit them online at geisdoors.com.
Don't think twice. Call Geis.
Looking for books, movies, digital tools, exciting programs, and more? Milwaukee County Public Libraries have it all, totally free. One library card opens the doors to all 27 public libraries in the county. Kids can dive into story times and STEAM kits full of fun and discovery, while adults can join book clubs, sharpen career skills, or take online classes in everything from tech to language learning. Head to findmylibrary.org to begin exploring libraries and open up a world of unlimited access to learning and fun.
It's WTMJ's Debbie Loziga. Nobody likes backups, not on I-94 and definitely not in your own backyard. That's why I'm so glad we called Comfort Awnings. Now our outdoors time isn't delayed by rain or the scorching afternoon sun. One touch of a button gives us instant shade and shelter while also protecting us from harmful UV rays. So instead of heading inside when it gets too hot or starts to rain, we can enjoy the patio for longer. Don't let any more of the summer pass you by. Right now, get $200 off any awning or screen. Call 414-Awnings or visit comfortawnings.com.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports desk. The first place Brewers begin a series against the last place Mets tonight in New York. Mets are 59-72 on the season, but they have won 6 of their last 9.
The Mets are like the hottest team in baseball right now. They're beating up on everybody. So we'll have our work cut out for us, but we know that going in that we're not going to surprise anybody anymore. It'll be a great series.
Brewers manager Pat Murphy. Kyle Harrison scheduled to start for the Crew tonight. Outfielder Sal Frelick nearing his return from the injured list. Coverage gets underway at 5:35. Packers begin joint practices with the Arizona Cardinals on Wednesday. It'll be the first such experience for wide receiver Sky Moore.
Opportunity to go against somebody else, get some new colors out there. This is actually my first joint practice of my career, so I would say like every team's going through that at this point in camp. It's like I said, like we're ready to see different colors.
Wednesday's joint practice marks the final open practice of the Packers training camp. The teams wrap up the preseason Friday night at Lambeau.
Off to the roads now, your WTMJ Time Saver traffic. Largely the same as where we left you about 12 o'clock. The only real slow spot's going to be right around the stadium in your typical construction delay zone areas. Anywhere between 27th Street and about Mitchell Boulevard. Either direction, you'll be on the brakes. And then once you're past American Family Field, you are good to go. And other than that, we're looking pretty fine. Maybe just a slight tap on the brakes as you head north of Capitol Drive on 4145. You're good, though, once you get past Silver Spring.
78 degrees your high today. A little mix of clouds and sun. Some clouds could roll in later on and bring about a little bit of rain later tonight. Chance of rain on Wednesday morning. Otherwise, partly cloudy and a high of 83. Sunny, 77 your high on Thursday. Sunny, 75 on Friday. 74 degrees, partly cloudy in Milwaukee at 12:38. Well, he was the second biggest attraction behind Jacob Mizorowski during the Brewers' Little League game out in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. He, of course, Brewers.com writer Adam McKelvey joining us on the line right now. Hi, Adam.
Hi. I'm just currently emerging from the Lincoln Tunnel into Manhattan, so I would say safely this is our most dangerous hit we've ever done. So
this is fun.
Good luck to me.
Are you in an Uber? You didn't rent a car, right? You don't do that when you go to cities.
No. I did rent a car because I was in Williamsport, and then with the off day yesterday and New York after that, I've never been to Cooperstown. So I rolled up to Cooperstown, had an incredible day there with my former colleague, Josh Rawitch, who's now the president of the Hall of Fame. So he's done a little bit better than the rest of us original MLB.com reporters. And then I got up this morning and I drove down to Manhattan. So we'll see how this goes. First time.
Well, yeah, that's kind of the risk reward because you get to have that amazing experience. But now you are a driver in a city noted for not wanting many people to drive in it. So best of luck to you, my friend.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, hey, thanks. Yeah, no, so far so good. Thank goodness for hands-free driving and stop-and-go traffic because I'm just sitting here talking to you guys.
Hey, Craig Counsell used to call it a choose-your-own-friends day when you get that day off on the road. What do guys do, right? I mean, what was the travel like from Williamsport to New York? Did they get in last night and just sort of have a day in the city?
Well, their travel was crazy because they played the game Saturday afternoon against the Braves. The Braves stayed overnight and then flew to Williamsport in the morning, but the Brewers had to be to Williamsport earlier as the home team, so they actually all flew to New York City on Saturday night. Then the people who didn't have to be in Williamsport, for example, the television crew and broadcasters, they stayed in New York. Everybody else got on another plane Sunday morning, flew to Williamsport. I was there, got to meet them on the tarmac, ride. 6 of the guys rode with Little Leaguers in the bus, which was so cool, and people probably saw it on ESPN and the stuff that we had on MLB.com. And then it was like chaos for the whole day. 11 hours they were on the ground in Williamsport, just wall-to-wall activity. And then they flew back to New York City after that Sunday night game. So they got in probably very late on Sunday evening and then had the whole off day yesterday. So what did they do yesterday? Without even polling the room, I'll tell you what they did. They slept. Yeah. Because this time of year, everybody is banged up. Everybody is, these are the dog days of the baseball season, literally. And everybody, I'm sure, just had a relaxing day in the city. And I'm guessing a lot of them didn't even leave the hotel room because they've all got those travel video games. And they sort of, without even being in the same room as each other, they all play video games all day.
We'll get to the Brewers-Mets series coming up here in a bit, Adam, but I did want to revisit really quickly the other big Brewers news over the last few days has to be everyone once again building up their hope that pitcher Brandon Woodruff may some way, somehow find his way back into the rotation, albeit probably not till late in the playoffs. This unexpected development where he says he won't need surgery to repair the interior capsule in his right shoulder. Pat Murphy was asked about it on Wisconsin's Morning News.
He's excited about it, and there is a possibility. I don't know that he could get in shape to throw a long outing by that time because it is still a progression. But why not? Why not hold out hope? Everyone knows what he's capable of when he's healthy. I'm not telling you that it's likely. I'm just saying I'm hopeful.
So there it is. Why not hold out hope? Well, tell me, Adam, why should I not hold out hope for this?
Oh, because it does seem exceptionally unlikely to actually happen. But last year, remember when Brandon Woodruff had the lat injury, he wanted to hold out hope that there was a chance that he could come back and pitch. I think in hindsight, that was exceptionally unlikely, where at the time, I think it was maybe Woodruff portrayed it as more of a possibility than I believe it actually was. So, the guy it's good to have some hope for stuff like that, right? So he's going to use this as fuel for what he needs to get his work done and, stay positive. And if he is an option for them, it's this incredibly, great thing. And it's a huge bonus at the end. But I think when Murph tells you that it's unlikely, I would listen to Murph.
Yeah, my take on it, Adam, was, okay, his career isn't over, and that's a good thing, at least for now anyway. It maybe got a little bit of optimism that he doesn't have to shut it down for good.
Yeah, and that's great. And he's earned, everything to do whatever he can to help. He wants to pitch in the playoffs, and he's been denied that for how many years now with injury stuff. So, and it's just good news for him that he doesn't have to have surgery, period. That's just good for everybody. So, it's one of those, take it as a positive and, see what happens, but don't count on getting those innings at that time.
Sticking with injuries and pitchers for that matter, the Brewers announcing both Abner Uribe and Jojo Romero will soon begin their rehab assignments with the High A Timber Rattlers. In your estimation, Adam, when's the earliest we could see both of them back in Brewers uniforms?
Well, for Abner Uribe, I would think very quickly because he has had a minimum, at this point, looking like a minimum IL stay. And I think tomorrow is his day to be eligible, so I don't know that they would be one and done. They've done that before when a pitcher is, a short stint like this. So I think it's as early as the day he's eligible. On Jojo Romero, it's a little different. He had the appendectomy in July, and they're going to want to see him pitch several times. They're going to want to see him pitch back-to-back, see how the body recovers from that. That's a different animal than Abner Uribe having a little bit of forearm stiffness and missing just the 15 days. So I think with Romero, he'll be a little farther behind. But that's a big addition because Aaron Ashby has carried a super heavy workload, and DL Hall has done a good job lately. This gives them depth from the left side, and I think that could really help the Brewers not just get the outs they want from the lefties, but to have, keep the other guys healthy for as long as possible.
The Mets are not a very good team. Not right now. But Pat Murphy did accurately point out, hey, they're playing some of the best baseball. I know that's a little bit of coach speak there. It also a little bit of truth behind it. But it is those dog days, Adam, right? Do you find the messaging sort of shifts to be like, hey, I know everybody's going through it right now, but the Cubs are not too far in the distant mirror here, and you got 7 games with them coming up here at the end of August and early September. So it is challenging for everybody to fight through, but you almost hear it in Murphy's messaging, not to take any opponent for granted. You got to keep battling.
Well, when you listen to Murph, they're always playing the greatest team in the history of baseball. So I think there is somewhat, again, the coach speak, the grain of salt. They're always playing the hottest team. And I heard you say in your lead, and they've won 6 of 9, so the Mets have been winning lately. But, according to Murph, they're on a 20-game winning streak. That's how he wants the guys to look at each of these challenges, because anything that divides attention from winning the game that day is something that he wants absolutely nothing to do with. So I think that any team can beat any team on any given day, and we've seen that with bad Brewers teams way back when. So you have to take every club seriously. But, they have Jacob Mizorowski going in this series. They have Dustin May, Harrison tonight. The Brewers have some pretty good arms going, and it starts to get to the time now where you want to get guys feeling good as the postseason arrives. So this is a big series for that, with some of the guys pitching that you're going to expect to pitch in the postseason.
Our coverage of Brewers and Mets gets underway at 5:35. That is a little less than, I should say, 5 hours from now. That should give Adam McKelvey plenty of time to get to the ballpark. Are you just headed right there, right now, Adam?
Well, I have to return this rental car at Penn Station, so that's fun. I'm in the process. Knock on wood, so far so good. And then, yes, I'll get on the train and get over to Citi Field.
Looking forward to the game tonight. Always good to check in with Brewers.com writer Adam McKelvey. We'll do it again next week, Adam. Thank you.
All right, if you need a ride anywhere, let me know. I'm pretty good.
That sounds good. Yeah, boy, if he can get through New York traffic like that. I mean, Adam is a seasoned veteran. He is a pro. Yeah. He's been to every ballpark. He's been to every city, kind of knows the lay of the land. This just seems like a simple adventure for him.
Yeah, absolutely. When you're a seasoned beat writer, as you said, every single thing, you're just like a geography and index map.
Good stuff, Adam. Take it easy, man.
All right. Bye, guys.
Take it easy. It's 12:48 here on WTMJ. Brewers and Mets tonight at 5:35.
Hey, it's WTMJ Steve Scafidi. We had so much fun in Mexico last February. My wife, Kathy Rosegray, and I are going back again, and we want you to join us. This February, we're experiencing the Sea of Cortez, staying at the exceptional Dreams Los Cabos Suites Golf Resort and Spa, a resort that captures all the beauty and elegance of colonial Mexico with unlimited luxury. Everything is included. Best-in-class service, gourmet restaurants, top-shelf drinks, and endless activities. We fly nonstop from Milwaukee and spend 7 nights at this world-class resort. Off-property, you can enjoy championship golf, whale-watching excursions, I'm going to go on that, or a visit to San Jose del Cabo. Once again, we've teamed up with Fox World Travel's Rosegray to join us, Steve and Kathy, and a bunch of listeners just like us, and handpick a destination and resort we know you'll love. Last year's Mexico trip sold out quickly. This one will too. Don't miss it. Call Fox World Travel at 866-GO-FOX-GO. That's 866-GO-FOX-GO right now. Come with us. Secure your spot today.
Don't miss out on the Labor Day sale at Ken Michaels Furniture. Our entire showroom of heirloom quality furniture is on sale. Enjoy factory discounts on exceptional brands like Norwalk, Bradington Young, Hooker, and our Amish dining and bedroom collections. Create a sofa, chair, sectional, or recliner as unique as you are with our thousands of customizable upholstery options. For unbeatable savings on better quality furniture, shop the Labor Day sale now at Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, and downtown. Do you love the simplicity and enduring quality of Scandinavian design? Then the Fjords Labor Day sale at Ken Michaels Furniture is for you. Fjords brings the best of modern Norwegian furniture design to your home. Save today on these ergonomic recliners, sofas, and sleeper sofas engineered with comfort and durability in mind. Available in a variety of shapes, sizes, leathers, and finishes to match any decor. Stop in today and save during our Labor Day sale at Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, and downtown Milwaukee.
You might not think of Burkhart for corporate uniforms and other business apparel, but you should, because a lot of businesses do. And it's because most times we're cheaper than our competition on the same high-quality apparel choices that the other guys offer, plus Nike and Under Armour that the other guys can't get. So for businesses and corporations, if you want your employees to look great while representing your brand, and you want to get your apparel for less, you can't beat Burkhart, your business uniform specialists.
You can't beat Burkhart.
The historic Fox and Hound Supper Club near Holy Hill is hiring experienced line cooks and dishwashers. You'll make real money. Night and weekend hours are required. Parents and grandparents, tell your kids. Inquire today, start next week. Google and call the Fox and Hounds today.
A pretty nice day today. Chance of rain later on tonight and a slight chance on Wednesday. Otherwise, partly cloudy, little muggy, high 78, could crack 80 inland. Tomorrow's high 83 degrees. Thursday and Friday, no rain in the forecast, only sunshine and a high of 77 on Thursday, 75 degrees on Friday. 76 right now, partly cloudy in Milwaukee at 12:51. All right, so the world of college athletics is completely upside down right now. It is completely bonkers. You've got college athletes making more money at the college level legally than they could at the pro level. Right? I mean, that is what is happening right now. You've got more and more college athletes deciding to stay in school than enter the draft because, I got a guaranteed sack of cash waiting for me if I go back to UW wherever.
It's almost like the 1920s when college football was the preeminent form of football in this country, and more people made the money there than by any sort of, what is this, the National Football League?
There used to be rules in place where if you committed to the draft, the NFL draft, the NBA draft, and so on, and you hired an agent, and then you entered the draft, and you decided not to forego, anything to do with college, that you were in. You were locked in as a pro. In other words, no going back. You made the decision. You've hired an agent. You're in the draft. Whether you were selected or not, there was no going back. Well, the new rules, which there really are none, have a little tweak now. At least 2 NFL players have decided to leave the pros to go back to college. Cleveland Browns rookie tight end Daquan Wright and former New Orleans Saints defensive lineman Xavier Harris are both going to LSU after short stints with their respective teams in the NFL.
The NCAA recently changed its rules to allow athletes 5 years to play. The rule change wasn't supposed to take effect until next season, but that sparked a legal battle. Wright and Harris were among those who sued to become eligible under the rule change. A judge in Louisiana ruled in their favor, and LSU moved quickly to recruit them.
So, not good enough to make it at the pro level, at least not yet. But, hey, why not? My fallback plan is LSU, where I'll get paid a handsome sum of money and maybe play for a national championship.
New meaning to the term fallback school.
So the Big Ten is scheduled to pass a rule today saying, nope, not going to do this with our conference. You might be able to do it in another conference, but not the Big Ten. Any player who is declared for the NFL draft and did not withdraw from the draft and appeared on an NFL roster or even signed a contract with a pro league will not be eligible to appear on a Big Ten roster. This is set to go into effect at some point today. The result of that vote is expected to be revealed at some point on Tuesday. So commissioners got to vote on it. It doesn't seem there will be any opposition to this at the Big Ten level. And other conferences may follow suit, but clearly yet the SEC is allowing this, or at the very least LSU within the SEC.
You know what's so fascinating to me is I've watched these last roughly 10 years, really since NIL really became a thing in college football unfold. It is remarkable to me, and I'm now convinced of it, that the NCAA is essentially, at least as far as college football goes, it's like the Confederacy. It's like, yes, there's this theoretical national entity that's supposed to have overarching rules, of which, as you alluded to, Greg, doesn't seem like there really are that many of them anymore. And then there's all these little individual kingdoms or fiefdoms of conferences that are basically just making the rules up as they go. And it adds to that idea that maybe someday it's just one big giant super mega conference and you've suddenly created a new NCAA without even realizing it.
Yeah, this is it's beyond a loophole right now. It just underscores the complex nature of collegiate sports. And I don't think it's really for the better, to be perfectly honest. But it also speaks to the NCAA's lack of evolution over the years that forced all this stuff into the hands of lawmakers and states and court systems. Had they been able to evolve logically over time with changing trends and not keep that rule book, the archaic rule book, closed for so many years and decades while commissioners paddled their boat down the river toward retirement, you'd likely be able to avoid some of this. But now it is in the hands of lawmakers in courts, and they're deciding, usually here, for the player, for the athlete, and not the university or system.
And as we've seen, if you thought that the NCAA was slow to get things moving, now we have things with the red tape of government bureaucracy. It's going to take even longer now.
12:56, we've got 1 o'clock news coming up.
Many people feeling close to retirement ask themselves, do I have enough?
Am I missing something?
At Diversified Wealth Strategies, we provide clarity during our complimentary, no-pressure consultation. We're independent advisors using big firm tools with a boutique-style approach.
And no crickets. We stay in touch so you're never left wondering.
At Diversified Wealth Strategies, let us show you how to capture the upside, limit the downside, and feel good inside.
Visit dwstrategies.com.
Securities and investment services offered through Mosaic Wealth Inc. Member FINRA SIPC. Mosaic Wealth is separately owned and other entities and/or marketing names, products, or services referenced here are independent of Mosaic Wealth.
Siding Unlimited is truly siding and a whole lot more. Just saw my friends Eric and Aaron Brown on TV. That's right. They're typically on TV. Great advertising, good people in a business that they have helped build and take over from their father, who started a siding business over 30 years ago. Well, now Siding Unlimited is unlimited. Unlimited ways to protect and beautify your home's exterior. Siding, roofing, windows, doors, you name it. Ask how they can expand your living space to the outdoors. They've done all of the above for us over the years. Could not be happier with the work done by Siding Unlimited. It starts with a plan that's put in place based upon your needs. So maybe take some pictures out to their showroom, connect with the folks at Siding Unlimited, identify a solution for your home, and then put Siding Unlimited to work. They are consistently recognized as the best installers of high-quality products you will find. And not only in southeastern Wisconsin, they've got national awards from the likes of Pella and others that suggest what I've been telling you for years. It's Siding Unlimited, a cut above the rest. Visit sidingunlimited.com.
Get the help you need Saturday morning with How To Radio. At 7, it's the WTMJ Fix-It Show with David Nason, featuring this week's guests, old-fashioned roofing and trees on the move. At 9, plan your dream vacation with the Fox World Travel Show. And at 10, get financial guidance during Money Talk. Contact Annex Wealth Management for an unbiased review of your investments at annexwealth.com. How To Radio, Saturday mornings on WTMJ. WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee. From the Annex Wealth Management Studios, this is News Radio WTMJ, a good karma sports station.
Summer is the time to enjoy the outside. Enjoy the deck, the patio, the fire pit, the shade, the screen room, the in-ground pool. Enjoy all of it in your own backyard. Outdoor Living Unlimited is Wisconsin's top TimberTech decking installer and can deliver a design and build your next maintenance-free deck with a custom screen room and automated pergola. Stop by our Outdoor Living Unlimited showroom at 665 Larry Court in Waukesha or visit OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com.
For growing businesses, digital marketing shouldn't be a gamble. If your business needs results, not guesswork, it's time for a different approach. At Margle Media, we deliver real results for businesses in an evolving digital world. Backed by data, guided by strategy, and focused on actionable outcomes. We partner with businesses of all sizes to drive growth locally or nationwide. Set up a free consultation today. Visit us at marglemedia.com. That's MARGLE media.com.
It's the most wonderful time of year at Staples. They've got back-to-school supplies as low as 25 cents, up to 40% off select tech, and more at staples.com/back-to-school. Staples, that was easy.
Vince Vitrano here with your HVAC guy, Urban Heating and Cooling. How much longer does that furnace have? Question to ask my man Ryan. His family-owned business with his wife Ellie, based in Franklin. They serve all of southeast Wisconsin. Now, what Ryan most wants to do is help you get as much life out of that furnace that you've already got. But when you have him in for a tune-up, now he can give you an honest assessment
assessment on how much longer that older unit will hold out. Free estimate is always part of the deal, so you know it will fit your budget. Tell them Vinny sent you when you call urbanheatingandcooling.com.
Tune in Saturdays at 6 a.m. for Legally Speaking with Kirsten Hildebrand. Hildebrand Law. Legal talk without the filler and straight to the point. Miss the show? Catch the Legally Speaking podcast on WTMJ.com.
Get started with your no-hassle refi checkup by clicking on the blue button at Accunet.com.
The lights get bright in New York, but this crew belongs on center stage.
Start spread.
Here's the 2-2. And Jake, the fly ball to center. Harris is back. Harris at the track, looking up. It is gone! Jake Bowers with one of the at-bats of the year.
The Brewers head to New York to take on the Mets. Our Brewers Radio Network game day coverage starts tonight at 5:35 on the home of the Brewers, 620 WTMJ, Milwaukee.
It's 1 o'clock. I'm Greg Matzik. This is Wisconsin's Midday News for Tuesday, August 25th. Your top story, the passing of a country music legend.
I'm Adam Roberts in for Jessica Ty. Backlash at a Milwaukee bar over music they didn't play.
Partly cloudy, a little more humid today, high 78, could crack 80 inland. Chance of showers tonight at a low of 65. Another chance of rain on Wednesday, just a slight chance, however, with a high of 83. It's 76 and partly cloudy in Milwaukee at 101. From the WTMJ Breaking Newsroom, some breaking news out of Nashville, where the family of country music legend Dolly Parton says she has passed away at the age of 80, just 4 days after saying, quote, "I still have so many things I want to achieve." We'll have more on this developing story throughout the day here on WTMJ.
Several states, including Wisconsin, continue battling measles outbreaks. And in Pennsylvania, Governor Josh Shapiro now urging people to get vaccinated as his state combats the worst outbreak in more than 30 years. 2 people have died from the disease in Lancaster County, the first death since that outbreak began. Governor Shapiro says that those victims and the vast majority of cases are among people who aren't vaccinated.
This disease does not respect county lines or religious lines. It goes after all who are unprotected.
Over 2,700 cases of measles have been reported across the U.S. so far this year.
Canada strikes back at the United States with retaliatory tariffs on about $20 billion worth of American goods. Finance Minister François-Philippe Champagne.
Canada must respond, and today we are, in a proportionate, targeted, and strategic way. Today I'm announcing that Canada will match the United States tariffs dollar for dollar, rate for rate.
The new tariffs extend beyond industrial goods, hitting everyday purchases like seafood, cheese, and clothing. It comes after President Trump threatened 50% tariffs on Canadian vehicles, auto parts, and steel.
In Milwaukee, a bar near Brady Street responding to backlash over a list of rap artists the DJs were allegedly told not to play.
The list was revealed on social media, which states the garage on Brady Street allegedly included dozens of predominantly black hip-hop and rap artists, warning DJs they could lose work if they played them. It also included in bolding "No Milwaukee Rap," which resulted in local backlash. The Garage and Hi-Hat Lounge say the list was created by an employee without ownership's approval. They say the goal was to avoid music with lyrics about violence or guns and create a more relaxed atmosphere. The owners on Instagram say they have spoken with the employee involved and stressed that creating a list of artists was the wrong approach. Nizer Spencer, WTMJ News.
Wisconsin farmers pushing back on a White House plan to allow additional beef imports into the United States for 90 days.
Wisconsin Farmers Union President Aaron Von Ruden says farmers understand consumers are struggling with higher prices, but argues imports don't address what he sees as the underlying problem. He points to 4 companies controlling more than 80% of U.S. beef processing and says increasing imports could hurt American cattle producers. The union is instead calling for greater competition and price transparency. Wisconsin ranks top 10 nationally for its beef cattle industry. Neil Doyle, WTMJ News.
A documentary about a Vietnam War hero from Bayview is being remastered. Saigon tells the story of Lance Saigon, an Air Force fighter pilot who spent months evading capture in Laos with severe injuries before dying as a prisoner of war. Lance's sister Janine telling Wisconsin's Afternoon News the updated film is narrated by the one and only Gary Sinise.
Because of what he does for our veterans and our active duty, he has been with families and understands the impact of what happens to families. And what I've tried to do with this film is also talk about him as an individual, what we don't know about him when we only focus on the last 3 months. We certainly miss the measure of the man.
The updated Saigon premieres Sunday at the War Memorial Center in Milwaukee.
Time for news about your money. The WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Everything in the green this afternoon, with the Dow up 100 points at 53,520. The Nasdaq up 111 at 26,091, and the S&P 500 up about 15 points at 7667. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Financial planning at every level. For details, visit annexwealth.com.
Sports, traffic, and weather on the way next. Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Time is 1:05.
Welcome back to Ask Hasselus. I'm Weston. What's your question?
Is this one of those viral pranks?
Beg your pardon?
I think you promote Hasselus Mattresses employee-free showrooms just to lure me in so you can film a practical joke on me to go viral.
Sir, I assure you, we take employee-free mattress shopping very seriously.
What do? Tie me to a bed and spray me with silly string?
We simply let you try our selection of Beauty Rest, Sealy Posturepedic, and more without commission-crazy salespeople breathing down your neck.
Good one.
Others sell a Beauty Sleep by Beauty Rest Queen Elm Cove A mattress for $1,599, but Hasselus has it for just $794.
Sure you do.
And through Monday, get a free adjustable base with the purchase of a select Sealy Posturepedic or Beauty Rest mattress, plus free next day delivery.
So shopping at Hasselus won't make me TikTok famous?
Absolutely not.
Darn.
Open 9 to 9. Find an employee-free showroom near you or shop online at Hasselus.com.
Get all the help you need on your home with WTMJ's Fall Home Improvement Showcase, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Looking for that much-needed update before the cold weather arrives? Check out the services provided from our great partners at Appliance Gallery, Comfort Awnings, Ridgetop Exteriors, and Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. For more information and to see what our partners can do for you and your home, visit WTMJ.com today. It's the Fall Home Improvement Showcase on WTMJ.
It happens without warning. And when it's a truck crash, everything changes. Trucking and insurance companies know how to protect themselves after a crash. Call Gruber Law Offices and let us protect your rights. Never take on the insurance company alone. We've got the knowledge, skills, and resources to fight and win. And you pay nothing up front to get the help you need. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports Desk. Brewers pitcher Brandon Woodruff will not need surgery to repair the anterior capsule in his right shoulder. Manager Pat Murphy is not shutting the door entirely on the idea of Woodruff pitching this season.
He's excited about it, and there is a possibility. I don't know that he could get in shape to throw a long outing by that time because it is still a progression. But why not? Why not hold out hope? Everyone knows what he's capable of when he's healthy. I'm not telling you that it's likely. I'm just saying I'm hopeful.
Brewers begin a 3-game series against the Mets tonight in New York. Kyle Harrison with the start. Our coverage gets underway at 5:35. Packers linebacker Baron Sorrell instigates a training camp fight on Monday, taking wide receiver Matthew Golden hard to the ground. Fair to say Sorrell will welcome the opportunity to practice with the Arizona Cardinals on Wednesday.
It's definitely getting time to hit somebody else. We've been hitting each other for so long, and it's just how it gets when you're seeing the same person every single day.
Packers wrap up the preseason Friday night against the Cardinals at Lambeau.
Let's check out the roads now with your WTMJ Time Saver traffic. It's been a relatively quiet drive so far this afternoon as far as incidents go. Looks like right now the only thing you'll encounter is a broken down vehicle. This is on the right shoulder, pretty tight there. It's pretty close to our 94 construction zone. Heading east, right around 26th Street, the St. Paul Avenue area. This will be again on the right shoulder. Not in the area where we typically see delays, which have lessened a bit. You will still be tapping the brakes either direction, east or west, between about 35th Street and Mitchell Boulevard, right past the stadium. Elsewhere, it's a pretty quiet drive right now. No other major incidents or delays.
Little mix of sun and clouds today. Chance of rain late. High 78 degrees. Might touch 80 inland. Overnight low 66. Muggy again on Wednesday with a slight chance of rain in the morning. High of 83. Thursday's high 77. Friday's high 75. Sun is out on both days. 76 right now in Milwaukee at 109.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios in downtown Milwaukee, it's Wisconsin's Midday News, making stories come to life. Now, here are your hosts, Greg Matzek, and in for Jessica Ty, it's Adam Roberts.
Greg and Adam with you till 3 o'clock this afternoon. Wisconsin's Afternoon News follows us. Then Brewers baseball with a little earlier than usual start time. 5:35 our broadcast begins this evening.
And now it's time for 3 Big Things on Wisconsin's Midday News.
Number one, the passing of a country music legend. Iconic country music superstar Dolly Parton passing away at the age of 80.
For me, the Dolly Parton star is accomplishing every possible thing that I can. I want to mean something. I don't want to just be some joke. I don't want to be the all-American joke, just with the boobs and the hair and the tight belts or the whatever. I want to be a meaningful, artistic person.
That was from an ABC News interview in 1982, talking with Barbara Walters, known for her hits and philanthropy over the course of more than 50 years in the business. Of course, Dollywood, a major attraction in Tennessee. Her nephew and head of security, Brian Sievers, shared a video on Instagram to announce her passing. Cause of death is not yet clear, though Parton had experienced some recent health struggles that caused her to cancel some appearances and some performances. She had previously told fans she had dealt with dizziness and dehydration, which led to some of those cancellations. But this is breaking news, announced just moments ago, the passing of country music legend and American icon Dolly Parton at the age of 80.
Number 2, back to Wisconsin, where we continue Decision Wisconsin coverage with the results of this month's partisan primary now being dubbed official.
No errors or omissions were identified that would impact the results.
That's the chair of the Wisconsin Elections Commission signing off the official canvass statements for congressional, statewide, and legislative races in the state. So August 11th, now checkmarked in the books, and eyes turn to November. For the most part, the commission is planning, however, to probe the Milwaukee Elections Commission into what went wrong on August 11th, that evening when the results were delayed for at least 2 hours when 5 of 9 flash drives supposed to contain vote information, were mistakenly given audit roll information instead by someone working in Central Count. Election Commission Executive Director Paulina Gutierrez has maintained the issue was the result of human error, telling Channel 12's Up Front on Sunday.
Our teams are trained. They had the written instructions with them. They had done it before. And unfortunately, the mistakes still happen. I can't get into someone's head, but what I know is that we're learning from this mistake and making enhancements so that it doesn't happen again.
So I can tell you this, the commission is set to meet August 31st, last day of the month, and they are planning to ask the commission to provide more information. In a letter I have right here in front of me, they plan to ask the commission to make the Central Count tabulator logs from election night public and also provide a plan for how staff will be trained to ensure that something like this does not happen again, as late-night ballot issues seem to have become an issue the last few election cycles in the city of Milwaukee. Both the commissions insist there was no compromise to the actual tally of votes in any way. Gutierrez says she already expects to be called before the Common Council in Milwaukee at some point. Other political news, the next Marquette Law poll. We're all excited for a new poll, and it comes out tomorrow.
And finally, new research on pro football players and brain injuries.
This analysis of more than 300 NFL players who donated their brains to science finds 93.2% had evidence of CTE. The British Medical Journal study extrapolates that to probably 1 in 4 of all former NFL players who died between 2016 and 2021. Among brain donors, 90.4% of those with the most severe CTE had dementia. Often that wasn't captured on death certificates, suggesting the problem is way worse than thought. Asked for comment by ESPN, the NFL said it's continuously working on strategies to reduce concussions and head impacts. Wayne Cabot, ABC News.
In a related story, the 18 games regular season will likely be a part of the next collective bargaining agreement. So they had 878 former NFL players tested who died between 2016 and 2021. And researchers confirmed CTE in 215 of them. So that's your baseline rate, roughly 25%. Some believe that number is higher because families had to give permission for these researchers to actually do the research. CTE is a progressive and destructive brain disease caused by repeated blows to the head. It's 1:14 on WTMJ.
Bank 5-9 has a mission to make lives better. They make it a priority to give back to their customers, communities, and their employees. In fact, Bank 59 was just honored again by the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel as a top workplace. That makes 17 years in a row. Want to learn more about working with the great people at Bank 59? Visit bank59.com/careers. That's bank59.com/careers. Equal Opportunity Employer, member FDIC.
The stories you're talking about on Wisconsin's Morning News.
As we saw in the last election, polls don't vote. Ultimately, people vote, and that's the only poll that really counts in the end. And we have to remember this about polls. It's a snapshot in time. Just because someone answered 3-4 weeks before an election, I'm likely to vote for this person, doesn't mean that in the 3-4 weeks later, that voter changed his or her mind. And that doesn't mean that the poll was wrong then. It was maybe right at the time.
Only here on WTMJ.
I'm Matt Dorner, CEO of Milwaukee Downtown Bid 21. Our business leaders value downtown Milwaukee.
I'm Jonas Priesing, CEO of Manpower Group. As the global leader in connecting companies to the talent they need and people to great jobs, downtown Milwaukee is the proud home of our global headquarters. It's a vibrant community to live, work, and grow.
Get down to business at MilwaukeeDowntown.com.
Staying active, essential for overall health. Proper medical support, essential for staying active. WTMJ's Vince Vitrano for Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Whether it's keeping a weekend warrior like me on the tennis court or keeping young athletes in the game, you want the best in sports medicine, that's OAW. Surgeons, nurses, and physical therapists help you recover from injury, avoid injury in the future, and enhance performance. Get care 7 days a week. Walk right in at an Ortho ASAP clinic or book an appointment online at orthowisconsin.com.
Little mix of sun and clouds today, high 78 degrees. Might be a little warmer inland. Chance of rain tonight and again tomorrow. Just a slight chance, however. Wednesday's high is 83. Muggy conditions throughout the day. Humidity tapers off a little bit on Thursday and Friday with temperatures reaching the mid to upper 70s. Plenty of sunshine to round out the work week. 76 right now and partly cloudy in Milwaukee at 117.
Don't become a victim.
Scams on the rise.
A warning today. Watch out.
Be aware with the BBB.
Should I click on this? No.
On Wisconsin's Midday News.
Well, we always enjoy welcoming Lisa Schiller to our studios. She joins us bi-weekly here on Wisconsin's Midday News, the Senior Director of Investigations with the Better Business Bureau. Hi, Lisa.
Hi, thank you. So grateful to be here.
So we have spoken so much about different scams, right? In all the companies that scammers will impersonate and the kind of scam from romance to pets and anything under the sun, really, right? There's really no avenue that scammers are not going to try and uncover here. But what I found most interesting out of the numbers that you shared with us, 146,000 reports were submitted reporting scams in 2025. This is up 80% from 2024. So not only are the scams multiplying, but the reports are showing up in a crazy number. What do you make of that number? That's amazing.
I mean, I agree with you. You know, it's sad that the scams are up, but they're being reported more than ever. And so we're really pleased to know that. That people are knowing where to go and that they're taking time to report, because that is so important. We know we can't stop the scams, but if people can report them, we can at least share what's going on currently, you know, as you help us do.
Now, included in that data also with those report submissions going up, it was interesting to see that only just a tick over 8% when they were responding to this said, I know how to report a scam. So that's also interesting too. Eventually the reports do come in, but how do you read that as far as how much more work needs to be done?
So sad. I was shocked to see that. And I'm glad you brought that up, because I have a big star on my note card here, because I was going to mention that. Yeah, only a little over 8% said that they knew where to go or how to report scams. And I thought, geez, I mean, obviously the number is up because people are reporting more than ever, but there are still a lot of people that don't know where to report. So, you know, we need to share the information. We need to spread the word.
So let's go through some of the most impersonated companies, right? You get a text message, you get a phone call from somebody claiming to be from company A, B, or C. Which ones are showing up most frequently?
Yeah, so coming in at number 1 was PayPal, and that rose a little bit from number 3 the previous year, which was 2024. And Amazon was number 2. That was number 4 the previous year. No surprise to me there, Amazon and PayPal, actually. But number 3, Target. Target was the third most impersonated. I was a little surprised at that. We know that, all of these common names, Walmart included, Target, and many others are, constantly being impersonated. You get those fake text messages on your phone saying you've won a gift card, or, put in your personal information, and then click on a link. And so scammers are using all of these, common, well-known names of stores that we frequent regularly.
Yeah, I can speak to that. I sometimes feel like my phone gets bombarded, and I don't know if this is a T-Mobile thing or if it's just in general, but I've been noticing more lately these just continuous, and I'm always swiping delete report junk, and they just keep coming back. And you mentioned PayPal, and I did get one of those phish or scam texts recently. So to your point, it is happening, and it is happening in real time.
Right. And, this is on a national basis, Better Business Bureau throughout the entire country, but we are seeing that here in Wisconsin as well. PayPal impersonation scams being reported left and right. So that's what's happening right now.
And to your point, I did file a report, not just with my phone company, but with BBB, just like, hey, it is happening, just so you're aware.
Just call
doing the work.
Direct, just call her direct, right? And we'll give you the hotline there to right to Lisa's cell.
Work smarter, not harder.
Thank you for that. Appreciate it.
What are the scams with the highest median loss? We always associate a dollar amount with the scams that come through, but where are we seeing the greatest losses?
Yeah, without a doubt, investment scams and investment crypto are, we kind of combine those because investment scams almost always involve crypto payments. So investment crypto by far at $82,100 median loss. That's huge. Followed by romance and friendship scams. Not a surprise there as well. And that's about 70,000 median loss. So large numbers, very large numbers. And home improvement at number 3, although that was really a dip in numbers with a little bit more than $14,000 median loss. But I feel like I'm seeing home improvement scams more often reported here locally. That's one of the, changes I think I've seen in the last few months. And maybe because it's summer, we're hearing of a lot more contractor scams. We've talked about the garage repair scams, and that has been really big this year. I took a call today, took a call yesterday. I have another message that I'm going to be calling someone else back. So that's all part of home improvement.
Something I also thought about that maybe could be, and I don't have the data in front of me to confirm this, but we think about here locally, we've had multiple instances, whether it's here in Milwaukee with flooding or in the Fox Valley with the EF3 tornado in Menasha, that do we see that correlation of as these national natural disaster events happen, that this uptick is targeted in those areas?
Absolutely, 100%. Yes. In fact, you mentioned Appleton, and those storms occurred quite a while ago now, and we're still doing interviews. I'm still doing interviews with stations in the Fox Valley. People are still, trying to climb out from under all the problems that they've had because of it. And it's definitely a problem because as soon as there are storms, we know that there are, unscrupulous contractors that blow into town. And I use the word contractor sometimes loosely, but door to door and a lot of storm chasers, we call them.
Lisa, do you know, does a no soliciting sign in the state of Wisconsin really do anything? Does it protect you in any way?
That's so interesting that you asked that, Greg, because I always thought it did. I mean, they're supposed to adhere to those signs, but it's funny you mentioned that because I just recently saw on a couple of posts online, I'm on the Franklin, friends, neighborhood posts and other communities as well. And somebody was just posting a couple days ago that they have a no soliciting sign and they're still getting, people knocking on their door, and other people were chiming in and saying the same thing. So, I think that's an issue. That's a problem. I would contact, your city administrators and officials and let them know.
Let's talk a bit about re-victimization, Lisa. Lisa Schiller with the Better Business Bureau on Wisconsin's Midday News. So a lot of times, you'll see if you fall victim to a scam, if you are unfortunately caught in that situation, that suddenly it feels like you're constantly being retargeted. What do we know as far as the data suggests about how re-victimization can happen?
Right. And this is one of the first times I recall us even, asking that question. And so it was very interesting. A lot of people are victims. If they're victims once, they become victims again. And that's really what this data is showing. We know that victims are being retargeted. Re-victimization continues to rise. We asked people, how many times did you lose money to a scam? And 52%, which was overwhelmingly the majority, said once. But, we have people, 4.6% said that they were re-victimized and lost money 5 times. So, and then of course there's the in-between. How many times you've been victimized twice or 3 times, 4 times. It's definitely a thing, and that's a huge major concern as well.
I had sent you a note the other day, Lisa, because I felt like I was being targeted in a scam. I bought my niece a gift card for Starbucks and sent it to her. She's a college student at University of Illinois. So happy birthday, Samantha. Right, sent her the gift card through text. I could do it right through the Starbucks app, and it was nice and easy. And within moments, I get a phone call from an area code that I did not recognize, asking from my banking institution fraud department, asking me to confirm a transaction. I'm like, well, that's weird. Mm-hmm. Usually that phone call comes in from an area code locally because my institution is local to Wisconsin, right? So I didn't do anything with it. A message was left. And then I got an email with some branding from my financial institution there as well. Click on this. Yes or no, did you authorize the purchase? And before I did anything, I reached out to my niece. I'm like, hey, did you get the gift card? She said, yes, thank you so much, Uncle Greg. And she was already at Starbucks having a latte with her friends. Awesome. Mission accomplished. But it was amazing that within moments, I had a phone call and I had an email. So the combo platter made me think, wait a minute now. Is this real? And ultimately I backed off and I had to do nothing with it because, well, she got the gift card. But that's another thing to look out for because it had some badging, it had some branding, things looked official, and maybe they were, but I treated it like a scam, and I've not heard back from the financial institution in any way.
And I was going to say, did you report it to your local institution, locally?
I didn't. I'm now reporting it to my local BBB friend, which I did via email as well. But just something to look out for, right? I know fraud departments have a big job at financial institutions, and I do credit mine for being on top of things like, hey, are you really in Italy right now, or are you really going to purchase this thing that cost a few $100s? Yeah. But that is a phone call from somebody local, and we talk through it, and we're good. You know what I mean? I'm not worried about the scam. I know when it's real, and this felt fake to me from the start.
Yeah, I was glad you reported that. I mean, unbelievable. Welcome to 2026, right, in AI. I mean, it's really incredible how quickly scammers move, and how everybody seems to know our every movement, everything that we're doing, and trying to capitalize on that.
Well, Lisa, we appreciate the work that you do. Lisa Schiller is the Senior Director of Investigations and Media Relations for the Better Business Bureau serving Wisconsin. We thank you, Lisa.
Thanks, Lisa. Thank you, guys.
It's 1:27 news coming up.
Enjoy life at Capri Communities, where senior living's our expertise. Caring staff that help you when you need. Enjoy life at Capri, making friends and memories. Living life to the fullest, you will love your new home. Enjoy life at Capri Communities.
For 70 years, Geist has been the trusted garage authority in the state of Wisconsin. If you got a busted garage door, do not let it get you down. Call my friends at Geist today. Incredible inventory, great brands like CHI and LiftMaster in stock and ready to go. Doors and openers for every budget, and a custom design center, whatever it is to meet your exact needs. You got it with Geist. For swift and reliable garage repair solutions, visit GeistDoors.com. You can also check out that showroom. It's in Brookfield, right off Barker Road, easy to find, and wonderful people. Don't think twice. Call Geist and visit GeistDoors.com.
As the kiddos get ready to get back to school, you can find really great back-to-school savings at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores. School supplies and some surprisingly cool clothing too. And teachers, you get an additional discount. Get the best back-to-school bargains at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
Ooh, you're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
With an ever-changing inventory, you never know what great bargains you're going to be able to find at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores. It makes shopping fun because the best finds are the ones you had no idea you'd even come across. And when they're at thrift store prices, it feels good. And it feels even better to know you're helping us help others. Shop St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
You've seen us around town, volunteering, supporting events, and showing up where it matters. At Waterstone Bank, we're more than a bank. We're your neighbor. The money you deposit stays local, helping small businesses, creating jobs, and supporting home ownership. It's banking from the community for the community. Visit your local branch or WSBOnline.com to see how we're building a stronger southeastern Wisconsin, one neighbor at a time. Waterstone Bank, member FDIC.
The historic Fox and Hound Supper Club near Holy Hill is hiring experienced line cooks and dishwashers. You'll make real money. Night and weekend hours are required. Parents and grandparents, tell your kids. Inquire today, start next week. Google and call the Fox and Hounds today.
It's 1:30. I'm Greg Matzik. This is Wisconsin's Midday News. Your top story, pleading not guilty to murder and stalking.
I'm Adam Roberts. School supplies coming to Milwaukee teachers after a school fire.
Partly cloudy, a little on the humid side today, and a high of 78 degrees. Chance of rain tonight, mostly cloudy, low 65. Slight chance of a shower on Wednesday, partly cloudy and warm, high 83.
This is a special report from ABC News. I'm Michelle Franzen. Fans are mourning the death of Dolly Parton, the country music legend known for her lilting voice and writing songs that hit home, including Jolene and I Will Always Love You. Parton turned to acting in 9 to 5. And she also expanded her empire to support charities close to her heart, but Parton always kept to her Southern roots. In an interview with ABC's Barbara Walters, Parton talked about her push to be seen beyond her looks.
I want people to know there's some brains beneath the wig and a heart beneath the boobs. And I think people are beginning to see that.
Her publicist says Parton died in Nashville, Tennessee, peacefully and with family. Her nephew, Brian Seaver, says they'll make sure her legacy lives on.
Our family and the team she has entrusted with her legacy will work diligently to ensure her spirit will live with us forever. Dolly was a farmer, just like her daddy. He farmed the soil. She farmed songs and happiness.
Parton was 80 years old. This is ABC News.
Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Time is 1:31.
A man accused of killing the mother of his child in St. Francis pleads not guilty.
Senior is charged with first-degree intentional homicide and stalking in the July shooting death of 32-year-old Kiana Pliska. Prosecutors allege that Pliska filed for a restraining order the same day she was shot to death. St. Francis police found her with multiple gunshot wounds in the parking lot of the Lake Park Apartments on July 16th. Lenyard allegedly admitted to his sister that he shot Pliska. If convicted on all charges, he faces a maximum sentence of life in prison. Nicer Spencer, WTMJ News.
Police on the search for a burglary suspect accused of breaking into off-campus apartments near Marquette.
DeAndre Morgan has an arrest warrant after prosecutors replaced misdemeanor trespassing charges with felony burglary charges last week. Investigators say Morgan broke into an off-campus apartment near 15th and Kilbourne on August 2nd while 2 Marquette students were sleeping. Officers later found Morgan sitting on a couch with a blue shopping bag full of the students' belongings. Morgan was originally released from jail on a signature bond. Online court records show he has a criminal history of armed robbery and use of force. Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
Calls continue for the resignation of the mayor of New Berlin after he shared anti-Muslim posts via social media.
The National Council on American Islamic Relations joins the Wisconsin Muslim Civic Alliance in condemning Mayor Dave Ament's posts, calling for him to apologize to New Berlin's Muslim residents and resign from office. The post calling Muslims traitors and unloyal Americans appeared on his social media account as recently as a few weeks ago. Ament has since made his Facebook account private. The New Berlin Common Council will meet tonight to discuss possible action against the mayor's comments. Neil Doyle, WTMJ News.
Wisconsin's tribal leaders are looking to renew the push for medical marijuana. That push, one of the topics before the legislature's State Tribal Relations Committee. Michael DeCora with the St. Croix Chippewa.
I can tell you not all the tribes are in support of recreational at this time, but we are in support of medical.
Wisconsin, just one of 9 states without a medical cannabis program. No legislation was formally introduced by the committee.
Teachers from the burned-down Lincoln Avenue Elementary School receiving new supplies to get the school year started.
The students and staff from the elementary school, which burned down in June, have been relocated to a new space inside of Pulaski High School. Executive Director of the Milwaukee Public Schools Foundation, Myra Edwards.
We promised early on that we would do something like this.
All 34 teachers received a bin of supplies worth around $500. Lincoln Avenue School saw no loss of enrollment in the aftermath of the fire.
It doesn't matter what the building is, it matters that the school community stays together. I think that's a beautiful thing.
Elizabeth Linton in WTMJ News.
The Brewers bats hit the Big Apple tonight. Sports, traffic, and weather on the way next. Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Times 1:34.
Restaurant inflation is everywhere, but not at the Mine Chef family restaurant in Hartford. WTMJ's John Mercure here. The Mine Chef is the most affordable dining destination in the area. The authentic Tuesday Mexican buffet is all you can eat in just $9.99 from 11 a.m. till 8. That's right, $9.99. Unbelievable. Kids 5 and under eat free today from the kids menu. They'll love the world-class game room quietly set away from the dining area. Your teenagers will really love it. Even adults love it. I urge you to visit the Mine Chef today for the all-you-can-eat Mexican buffet for under $10. Happy hour is 2 till 5 today with half-price cocktails, beer, and appetizers, half price. And Wednesday, the all-you-can-eat haddock fish fry is just $8.99. The Mine Chef, right there in downtown Hartford and in Oshkosh near the EAA. Lots of seating, close parking. You will not spend a lot of money at the Mine Chef restaurant in Hartford. Just Google it, Mine Chef, and walk on in today.
I'm not one to say I told you so, but I switched to Pure Talk over a year ago, and ever since, I've been telling people there's no better wireless company out there. Well, a few months ago, a massive survey was conducted. 123,000 people were asked to rate their wireless carrier in 4 categories: coverage, support, data, and overall value. Well, the results are in. Guess which wireless company was the only wireless company to get 5 stars in every category? Yeah, Pure Talk. 5 stars, every category. To celebrate, Pure Talk is offering the first 3 months of any plan for just $15 a month, including their top-tier unlimited plan. No contract, no commitment, just a very inexpensive way to test drive the only American wireless company with 5 stars in every category. Just dial pound 250, say micro, and Pure Talk's U.S. customer service will take it from there. Again, pound 250, micro. And yes, I told you so.
It happens without warning. And when it's a truck crash, everything changes. Call Gruber Law Offices and let us protect your rights. We've got the knowledge, skills, and resources to win. One call, that's all.
Sprained wrist, ankle twist, broken thumb, can't make a fist, busted knee, surgery, that patch of ice you didn't see.
Where pain starts, Jernavix suzetrigine begins. Jernavix is a non-opioid 50 milligram prescription tablet for adults with moderate to severe acute pain that reduces pain signals before they reach the brain.
Tendon tear, nose repair, tripping on that broken stair, dislocation, operation, moped crash while on vacation.
Do not take Jernavix with CYP3A inhibitors. Avoid use with grapefruit or liver problems, as these may increase side effects. Tell your doctor about all your medicines if you are pregnant or breastfeeding. Jernavix may make certain medicines and birth control less effective. Side effects include itching, muscle spasms, rash, and elevated muscle enzymes.
Joint displacement, knee replacement, fell on marbles in the basement, bladder slip, broken hip, that rock climb where you lost your grip.
To learn more about Jernavix, ask your doctor. Call 1-833-589-PAIN or visit jernavix.com.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. The first place Brewers begin a series against the last place Mets tonight in New York. New York just 59-72 on the season, but they have won 6 of its last 9.
The Mets are like the hottest team in baseball right now. They're beating up on everybody. So we'll have our work cut out for us, but we know that going in that we're not going to surprise anybody anymore. It'll be a great series.
Kyle Harrison scheduled to start for the Brewers tonight. Outfielder Sal Frelick is out in the outfield grass right now at Citi Field, a sign he could be coming off the injured list as early as today. Coverage of today's game begins at 5:35. Packers begin joint practices with the Arizona Cardinals on Wednesday. It'll be the first such experience for wide receiver Sky Moore.
Opportunity to go against somebody else, get some new colors out there. This is actually my first joint practice of my career, so I would say like every team's going through that at this point in camp. It's like I said, like we're ready to see different colors.
Wednesday's joint practice marks the final open practice of the Packers training camp. The team wraps up the preseason Friday night at Lambeau.
Let's check the roads out now. Your WTMJ Time Saver traffic. Got some volume starting to build up once again right around American Family Field as you go east or west on 94. Anywhere past the stadium right now, between 35th Street and Mitchell Boulevard, you will be on the brakes. Still looks like we've got that broken down vehicle also on 94 East, just past the construction zone right around 26th Street. And then also wanted to flag this incident we have right now in Waukesha County. This is right near Moreland Road on 94 as you're heading east. Looks like there's a police officer involved in this and also someone on the side of the road, and it looks like a bicycle may be involved with this. I'm not sure what a bicycle would be doing on the shoulder of a freeway, but there is one person who is out with this, not impacting traffic in any way. It's not in not in the right lane for that matter, but this is something that's unfolding right now just east of Moreland Road on 94. Something to be aware of as you're driving towards Milwaukee County.
Well, pretty nice day, little bit on the muggy side, and that'll continue for the next couple of days, it looks like, but plenty of sun here to round out the work week, comfortable conditions overall, as we welcome in TMJ4 meteorologist Lauren Larson. Lauren, where were you yesterday? I looked up at the TV. We didn't do our radio hit with you, but you were out somewhere.
Yeah, I was at Berner Botanical Garden. It was their final free admittance day of the summer. Just talking to people about the beautiful, perfect weather. It was so fun.
Yeah.
A lot of people, thanking me. Of course, the joke is that meteorologists control the weather. So they were like, wow, you delivered the best day ever. And that's always nice to hear.
I'll take the compliments when they come, because I know that it seems like 9 times out of 10 it's someone complaining that you were at fault for their golf outing being ruled out or something silly like that. It's also interesting, Lauren, we're in this stretch now of really excellent weather. And I noticed when I walked out to walk my dog yesterday morning, so on Monday, it almost felt like a precursor to fall. It genuinely felt like, I think we had lows in the 40s a couple of nights ago, and was definitely feeling that. I know we're not in fall yet. We still got about a month to go, but I, for one, welcome cooler temperatures and less humidity, and I think many would agree with me.
Yeah, there is definitely, I would say, a change happening. Maybe feeling like fall, thinking about fall. Today is the first day of pumpkin spice lattes back at Starbucks. So meteorologist Brendan Johnson has been all about that.
Oh,
of
big
course.
day. Yeah,
meteorologist
big day for
Lindsay
him.
Slater loves it too. So we were talking about it. I will say it has been abnormally chilly the last few days. This morning we felt a 57 in Milwaukee. Monday morning was 54 degrees, which is 10 degrees below where we should be for this time of year. We should be sitting right about 63 degrees for that overnight low. That being said, there were definitely colder spots across Fond du Lac County, Sheboygan County, even Rhinelander falling to the upper 30s early Monday morning.
So how uncommon is it to get through August without a single day in the 90s? That seems to be some of the discussion here, as we've not cracked that 90-degree mark this month at all.
Yeah, I would say it's kind of 50-50, honestly. Yes, we do normally see a few 90s in the month of August, but there are also many years that we don't hit 90. There are a few years, as I've kind of looked back, that we haven't hit 90 in August, and then we do hit 90 in September. So that's kind of an interesting thing, too. The last 90-degree day of the summer really falls somewhere around the third week of August in most cases, if you were to take that average date. So I'm not saying we're for sure done forever, but I don't have any 90s in that 7-day forecast.
I was going to say, though, September, it always seems like it's a few of those little stretches where you forget that much of September is still technically summer. So I will cross my fingers not to see any more of those. As I look at the forecast, Lauren, that your comrade Lindsay Slater just sent over to us, I am notably not seeing a whole lot of an opportunity for rain. I know we've basically been dumped on this entire month of August, so could be welcome for some, maybe not so much if you rely on rain for others, but is that what you're seeing too, that it's mostly just chances, nothing super solid?
Yeah, definitely. A few chances, and even when we're talking about those chances, it's not expected to bring that much as far as filling up your rain gauges. We could use more rain. Still seeing drought conditions across most of the state of Wisconsin. So as we kind of head into fall, it would be nice to have a little bit more rain. But of course, we want to avoid any big, heavy rainfalls, any strong storms, because that's going to do a number on the leaves that we're all looking forward to seeing change color.
All right.
That's still so far down the road, though. That's like a fall forecast. I'm still kind of in the August mindset right now.
Wait, did you get your pumpkin spice thing today? Did anybody bring you anything?
No, last year Brendan did.
Yeah.
But I think last year I came in at 9 a.m. and today I didn't get in until 10 a.m. So they had all been snatched up.
Oh, so there was just like a 4-pack or something? You just first come, first serve. If you're here, grab it?
Yeah, well, Brendan can't buy lattes for 50 people.
I understand.
That's.
But he can buy one for his meteorologist teammates, right? I mean, that just seems like a simple sort of thing, right? Just, hey, right here for you. It's just our little group here.
Yeah. I'll talk to him about that.
Okay, well, maybe
I can get my own, though. I might go out this afternoon. We'll see.
Well, we'll check your Venmo later. It might be $6 in there from us to buy you that first pumpkin spice latte. We always appreciate it, Lauren. Thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely. Have a great sunny afternoon.
Yep, appreciate it. It's 1:44. We'll call it 1:45 here on WTMJ.
Good Karma Sports is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with Good Karma Sports, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmasports.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmasports.com.
Well, the story of Horicon Bank is an incredible story here. Greg Matzik delighted to tell you about it. 1896 is when Horicon Bank first opened its doors in the town of Horicon, and they are still opening doors with newer branches in other communities, such as New Berlin and Wauwatosa, Menominee Falls and Grafton, even West Bend. It's still Horicon Bank. It's still Wisconsin-born Horicon Bank, with financing requests that can be approved in days and not weeks. Your banker understands how service and products go hand in hand. They understand you and your business at Horicon Bank, and they get the job done. Horicon Bank, together doing good in the state of Wisconsin and doing it for 130 years. Member FDIC.
Are you looking for a welcoming place to unwind? Vince Vitrano here. Our family found a home at Racine Country Club. Premier golf on the historic championship course, rolling terrain, famously fast greens, tight fairways, and scenic Root River views. Work your game year-round with indoor simulators, hitting bays, top-notch practice facilities, and leagues for every level. Plus, at Racine Country Club, you enjoy elevated dining, swimming, and a full calendar of family-friendly events. Join me on the course at Racine Country Club, racinecountryclub.com.
No matter where you hear WTMJ, whether it be here.
So we are overlooking the bay. We're in the Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin mobile studios.
Or there.
Here live in our Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin mobile studio.
Catch us at home or on the go. Thanks to Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
In the Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin podcast studio.
We are live wherever you are, on the air and on the go. The Pella Windows and Doors podcast studio is live on WTMJ.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. In the military, the mission was clear. You knew what to do. Now, the mission has changed. Stepping into civilian life isn't about finding a job. It's finding your purpose.
I wanted a career that would leverage the skills and discipline I gained in the military. IT just felt right.
My Computer Career offers class schedules that fit into your life and skills in high demand. Put your VA benefits to work. Visit mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to jumpstart your IT career today. An elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
When you run a team, you want great uniforms, and you know selling spiritwear is vital. That's why Burkhart Sporting Goods will create a free custom website for you to sell your families and players the coolest spiritwear from Nike and Under Armour, as well as the basics, while helping you fundraise at the same time. We take the hassle out of coordinating your team's apparel and make shopping and buying easy. So when you need awesome spiritwear and uniforms for your organization, you can't beat Burkhart.
You can't beat Burkhart.
If you missed it, it was announced here about 1 o'clock that famed country singer, American icon Dolly Parton had passed away at the age of 80. Family not sharing an official cause of death. Dolly had experienced some recent health struggles. She had a number of appearances that she ultimately had to cancel. previously telling fans that she dealt with some dizziness and dehydration. But we learned today that Dolly has passed away at the age of 80. It was her head of security and nephew, Brian Seaver, who relayed the message via Dolly's social media.
Hey, everyone. My name is Brian Seaver, son of Cassie Parton, and I'm representing the Parton and Owens family today, announcing the passing of my Aunt Dolly Rebecca Parton Dean, sister, sis, Aunt Granny to one generation, and Gigi to the next. This video announcement is something Dolly asked of me years ago, before I fully absorbed it as a future reality. As her head of security for more than 2 decades, a role my father Larry held before me, I have imagined the heaviness of this moment, but haven't truly felt it until now. It is an honor that is mixed with absolute pride and great sadness. But sadness lies with us, not with Dolly. Dolly has lived in the light and is in the arms of Jesus, surely met by Carl, her parents, and countless others who have watched her and longed for her to meet them in the heavens. I first went on the road with Dolly as a kid, getting a taste of the road life in the early 1980s. Dolly opened doors not just for me, but for her entire family to reach the potential we didn't even know was possible. Dolly also opened doors for generations of singers, songwriters, musicians, and dreamers from every walk of life and across every continent. By her example, we believed that anything was possible. She never saw a door she couldn't open, and the doors she opened made and changed history. My family and I have shared a lifetime of beautiful memories with Dolly, but so have you. She has always been on your television, your record player, your CD, and on your phone playlist, becoming an extended part of your family whether you liked it or not. Our family and the team she has entrusted with her legacy will work diligently to ensure her spirit will live with us forever. Dolly was a farmer, just like her daddy. He farmed the soil, she farmed songs and happiness. Dolly called me and said she wants to rest in a beautiful bed of plush cotton because after a life wearing heavy rhinestones, she finally deserves to be comfortable and have some rest. Rest in peace, Aunt Dolly, Aunt Granny, Gigi. May God bless Dolly Parton, and may God bless you all. She will always love you.
She wrote over 3,000 songs. 3,000, including timeless classics like 9 to 5 here, Jolene, Coat of Many Colors, I Will Always Love You, before Whitney Houston brought that back in the 1990s and did a wonderful job with it. 11 Grammy Awards, over 100 million records sold worldwide, the undisputed queen of country music. And yes, ever since I can remember watching television, Dolly Parton was on it, right? I've only known a life with Dolly Parton.
As have we all. We played the cut earlier from her interview with Barbara Walters, 1982. And the other thing that stands out to me about Dolly is whenever you have a musician who's made it, and you've made that point where you've gotten to the top of the mountain, a lot of people could just rest on their laurels, say, all right, I'm just going to ride off into the sunset and not do much more with my earnings I've made. But that was not Dolly. Her philanthropic efforts, they stretched the gamut, whether it was her Imagination Library, mailing out over 270 million free books to children under the age of 5 years old. The Buddy program, which gave people in her native county $500 if they graduated high school. She also covered tuition costs for those who worked at the Dollywood Company. 11,000 people, like that's not nothing. Yeah. And the fact that she was willing to do that and able to do that is remarkable.
An incredible life, ending at the age of 80. Dolly Parton even had a bit of a film career. She was a savvy businesswoman along with her philanthropic efforts. Think about Dollywood and the thing that became. You think about the state of Tennessee, it's hard not to associate Dolly Parton. But you know what I mean? Like, it's just that's what it's all about. Like, she is sort of the queen of that state, as in the queen of country music.
And still, as we mentioned at the top, it's unclear as to cause of death for her yet. That will likely come out in the days and weeks to come, and potentially funeral arrangements and celebration of life services. Would expect that to be pretty large.
Dolly Parton passing away today. It was announced at the age of 80.
Folks like me on the job from 9 to 5. Working 9 to 5. What a way to make a living. Barely getting by. It's all taking and no giving.
By Buying a new roof might not be the most exciting thing you'll do this year, but for us at Big Fish Contracting, being chosen to do that roof for you not only provides income for multiple families in southeastern Wisconsin, but has a global reach and impact around the world. To us, it's more than just a roof. We've been earning trust for over 2 decades, roofing, siding, windows, and more. Go to bigfishcontracting.com to learn how Big Fish is renovating homes and redeeming an industry.
Well, if you're looking to get in that long weekend trip before the school year begins, maybe you're thinking about Labor Day plans, maybe you're looking ahead to the holidays and you're thinking, oh, we can't do it because we got the dog. Well, forget about that. Connect with my friends at the Hounds and Tap. They got you covered. So book that trip. Do that little getaway before school starts or after the school year begins or for the holidays. You know your dog will be in great hands at the Hounds and Tap with their incredible service, incredible staff. They've got you covered for doggy daycare and boarding and even grooming services. Why not book that nail appointment at the Hounds and Tap while your dog is enjoying a great day and even an overnight? The Hounds and Tap will send you customized emails based upon your dog. How are they enjoying their time? Have they met new friends? Are they enjoying their time at the Hounds and Tap? You will know. You'll get personalized emails. You'll see dozens of photos posted each and every day with all the dogs in the grooming and daycare at the Hounds and Tap. A wonderful place run by wonderful people. There is no place like the Hounds and Tap for your dog. If you want to hang out, no problem. Watch the game, hang out, take part in one of their many great events at the Hounds and Tap. They've got a beautiful indoor-outdoor tavern, food trucks arriving regularly. I'm telling you, there is no place like the Hounds and Tap. Check out thehoundsandtap.com.
Sports parents know the countless hours and dollars spent on practice, games, equipment, training, travel. So when an injury happens, why don't we invest in recovery too? Vince Vitrano for MD Hyperbaric. Hyperbaric oxygen therapy supports the body's natural healing process, whether it's recovering from injury or a concussion, because it's not just about getting your athlete back on the field. It's about helping them recover for school, work, and life long after the season ends. Learn more at mdhyperbaric.com.
From singing varsity to jump around. And of course,
touchdown, Wisconsin!
The traditions of Badger football live here. Join us Sunday, September 6th. It's the season opener at Lambeau against Notre Dame. Our coverage begins at 4:30 on your home for Wisconsin football.
For all the Badgers action this season, go to Wisconsin's radio station, 620 WTMJ.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee. From the Annex Wealth Management Studios, this is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma sports station.
Well, you know me, I like a good record. I like it when records are set and broken. Unless we're talking about gas prices.
Even if the national average does see slight relief, we'd still have to drop significantly down to $3.83 a gallon to avoid setting a new Labor Day record.
That's Gas Buddies Patrick DeHaan talking to ABC News and the trends here with regard to gas. So the war in Iran, the war between Ukraine and Russia, keeping gas prices relatively steady and a little higher than usual at this time of year. National average for a gallon of gas hovering right around $4.08. A little less here in Wisconsin. Wisconsin's average right now about $3.84, but not expected to go down anytime soon, approaching one of the busiest travel holidays of the year with Labor Day and the growing issues with the war in Iran.
Yeah, especially weird this year. I always forget sometimes Labor Day is that, it's the first Monday of September, but it's kind of weird this year where September is the first Tuesday, and so you got a whole week. I wonder how that'll impact, along with this now, people's decision on how far they want to go for travel.
157 here on WTMJ, Wisconsin's Midday News podcast, built by Siding Unlimited. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. News coming up.
What do you want retirement to look like? Hi, I'm Tony Drake, certified financial planner and founder of Drake & Associates right here in Wisconsin. For some people, retirement means travel and new adventures. For others, it means spending more time with family or pursuing passions they never had time for before. But turning those goals into a reality takes thoughtful planning. It's not just about saving money. It's about designing an income strategy that supports the life you want while helping your savings last throughout retirement. At Drake & Associates, we help Wisconsin families connect their financial plan with their lifestyle goals, building strategies designed to help support both today's needs and tomorrow's opportunities. My complimentary retirement toolkit can help you begin that process. It includes my book, Get Retirement Ready, and 5 guides covering income planning, taxes, and retirement strategies. Call 414-897-9522 or text the word tax to 414-897-9522 for your no-cost toolkit. That's 414-897-9522 or text the word tax to 414-897-9522. Because retirement planning isn't just about numbers, it's about the life those numbers support.
Drake & Associates LLC is an independent investment advisory firm that offers a variety of different investment vehicles. This commercial is provided for informational purposes only and should not be construed as individual investment advice. Drake & Associates LLC does not provide legal or tax advice. Past performance is not indicative of future performance.
Transform your home today. Exterior Pros. Trust the pros.
The lights get bright in New York, but this crew belongs on center stage.
Start spread.
Here's the 2-2. And Jacob, fly ball to center. Harris is back. Harris at the track, looking up. It is gone! Jake Bowers with one of the at-bats of the year.
The Brewers head to New York to take on the Mets. Our Brewers Radio Network game day coverage starts tonight at 5:35 on the home of the Brewers, 620 WTMJ, Milwaukee.
It's 2 o'clock. I'm Greg Matzik. This is Wisconsin's Midday News for Tuesday, August 25th. Your top story, Wisconsin's primary election results are now certified.
I'm Adam Roberts. A country music icon passes away.
Increasing clouds today, possible to have some overnight showers. Low of 67 after a daytime high of 78. Lingering showers should move out of the way early on Wednesday. Perhaps some pop-ups in the afternoon, high 80 degrees. It's 77 right now, and mostly sunny in Milwaukee at 201. From the WTMJ Breaking Newsroom, Decision, Wisconsin, the primary results are now certified, officially setting the field for the November election.
I will now sign the official canvas certifications for the partisan primary election.
The Wisconsin Elections Commission completed the process today following 2 weeks of local canvassing and review. Candidates in statewide, congressional, and legislative races now turning their attention to the campaign trail ahead of November. In the race for governor, Republican Tom Tiffany was in Hales Corners today to unveil his 8-point affordability plan to lower taxes and cut everyday costs. Democrat David Crowley was in Menasha on Monday, speaking with voters about access to affordable health care. Marquette Law School will release its first post-primary poll tomorrow. Neil Doyle, WTMJ News.
The Supreme Court's decision Monday giving preliminary approval for President Trump's order restricting mail-in voting may not lead to a single election procedure changing during the November midterms. News Nation's Libby Dean explains.
But the Supreme Court's conservative majority, what they said is that this judge's ruling back in June, it came too early because the Trump administration hasn't yet taken any concrete actions that the states were challenging when it comes to this executive order. We got this dissent from Justice Jackson where she wrote, quote, "Rather than swallow the government's gamesmanship whole, the court should have given this empty strategic and bad faith stay bid the swift rejection it deserves."
About 1/3 of U.S. voters use mail-in ballots to vote, and President Trump has repeatedly cast his ballots by mail as well.
Iconic country music superstar Dolly Parton passing away at the age of 80, known for her hits and philanthropy over the course of more than 60 years in the business. Parton from a 1982 and ABC News exclusive interview with Barbara Walters, talking about what success means to her.
For me, the Dolly Parton star is accomplishing every possible thing that I can. I want to mean something. I don't want to just be some joke. I don't want to be the all-American joke, just with the boobs and the hair and the tight belts or the whatever. I want to be a meaningful, artistic person.
Besides being a beloved music and film star, Parton also a philanthropist, founding her Imagination Library to promote children's literacy. Cause of death has not been released.
Bond is set at $150,000 for the man accused of killing 2 people inside a Milwaukee recording studio.
Calvin Harris faces 2 counts of first-degree reckless homicide after Quentin Williams and DeQuayshawn Evans were found shot to death last week. A criminal complaint says Harris called 911 and admitted to firing firing the fatal shots. He told investigators that Evans had taken his gun during an argument, prompting him to grab another gun and open fire. Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
A documentary about Vietnam War hero from Bayview is being remastered. Saijan tells the story of Lance Saijan, an Air Force fighter pilot who spent months evading capture in Laos with severe injuries before dying a prisoner of war. His sister Janine tells Wisconsin's Afternoon News the updated film is narrated by the one and only Gary Sinise.
Because of what he does for our veterans and our active duty, he has been with families and understands the impact of what happens to families. And what I've tried to do with this film is also talk about him as an individual, what we don't know about him when we only focus on the last 3 months. We certainly miss the measure of the man.
The updated Saijan premieres Sunday at the War Memorial Center.
Time for news about your money, the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. As uncertainty continues in the ongoing trade back and forth between the U.S. and Canada, stocks responding with modest gains this afternoon. The Dow, the NASDAQ, and the S&P 500 all up between 0.25% this afternoon. Financial planning at every level, Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com.
Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time is 2:05.
We demand a lot of our shoulders and hands, our hips and knees, our backs and feet. They do life's heavy lifting, so we owe them the greatest attention in return. The Froedtert and the Medical College of Wisconsin Health Network provides expert orthopedic and spine care to help you move, lift, turn, and reach with the most possible ease. Whether you have a sports-related injury or a nagging condition that just won't go away, excellence should always be an option. So we make our care available in nearby locations and offer same-day ortho and spine appointments when relief can't wait. It's how to recover quicker, prevent small concerns from becoming big ones, and solve complex issues with the expertise you can only get with academic medicine. We're given just one body, so let's tend to it, check in on it. Let's give it the greatest of care, because when it's tuned up and injury-free, we can always be pushing ahead. To learn more about our nationally recognized orthopedic and spine care, visit froedtert.com/ortho.
You know, most mulch is reclaimed from landfills, but Erickson's mulch is ground from whole trees. Yep, we process the mulch ourselves to keep the prices nice and low, and use only premium colorant so the beautiful look of new mulch lasts. At Erickson's, we never skimp, and that's why first-time shoppers become repeat customers. Erickson's Landscape Supply. High-quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less. Commercial or residential, visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection. How do we keep our prices so low? That's easy. We've removed the middlemen. Yep, most landscape suppliers have a couple of them in there, and that's okay. But each one of those men in the middle means a higher cost for your mulch, decorative stone, flagstone, and boulders. Feel free to check around. For the quality of our products, you won't find better prices. Erickson's Landscape Supply. High-quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less. Commercial or residential, visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports desk. Brewers pitcher Brandon Woodruff will not need surgery to repair the anterior capsule in his right shoulder. Brewers manager Pat Murphy not closing the door entirely on the idea of Woodruff pitching this season.
He's excited about it, and there is a possibility. I don't know that he could get in shape to throw a long outing by that time because it is still a progression. But why not? Why not hold out hope? Everyone knows what he's capable of when he's healthy. I'm not telling you that it's likely. I'm just saying I'm hopeful.
Brewers begin a 3-game series against the Mets tonight in New York with Kyle Harrison on the mound. Coverage gets underway at 5:35. After a few weeks of hitting one another at training camp practice, Barron Sorrell, Packers' second-year pro, is looking forward to seeing another team.
It's definitely getting time to hit somebody else. We've been hitting each other for so long, and it's just how it gets when you're seeing the same person every single day.
Packers welcoming the Arizona Cardinals for joint practices on Wednesday. The teams put a bow on the preseason Friday night at Lambeau.
Let's take a look at the roads now. Your WTMJ Time Saver traffic. How about this for a 2 o'clock hour update? No incidents right now on the roads. We did have an earlier situation involving a cop and a bicyclist on the side of the freeway on 94 in Waukesha County, just east of Moreland Road. That looks like that's been taken care of. The only issue you're going to find is going to be right around the stadium. There are usual delays there. anywhere between about 35th Street and Mitchell Boulevard. You'll be on the brakes through that area. Then once you get past that, you are good to go. The only other slight slowdown is going to be on 4145, and it's a very slight one at that, just north of Capitol Drive. Once you get past Hampton, you are good to go.
Traffic is sponsored by the amazing Mineshaft Restaurant in downtown Hartford.
The Mineshaft Restaurant in Hartford needs line cooks and dishwashers. You'll make real money. Parents and grandparents, tell your kids. Contact the Mineshaft today and start next week.
From TMJ4, I'm meteorologist Lauren Larson with your 5-day Storm Team forecast. A stray shower is possible tonight, but there's a better chance for rain and maybe a rumble of thunder after midnight. Our temperatures will be in the mid-60s, which is significantly warmer than it has been the last couple of nights. We have another chance for scattered showers as you look later into the day on Wednesday, with our high temperatures in the low 80s, and some of that mugginess is back. Dry and sunny with highs in the upper 70s for Thursday, mid-70s and mostly sunny skies for Friday, with rain chances returning for the weekend. I'm Storm Team 4 meteorologist Lauren Larson.
76 degrees and mostly sunny in Milwaukee at 209.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios in downtown Milwaukee, it's Wisconsin's Midday News, making stories come to life. Now, here are your hosts, Greg Matzik, and in for Jessica Ty, it's Adam Roberts.
Greg and Adam until 3 o'clock this afternoon. Brewers baseball coming up at 5:35. It's the 2 o'clock hour of Wisconsin's Midday News.
Here's your top 2 at 2 on Wisconsin's Midday News.
Well, number one, no charges coming against tech mogul Elon Musk over allegations that he offered Wisconsin voters money during the 2025 state Supreme Court election. Recall back to late March, just before the election was set to get underway.
Let me first hand out 2 $1 million checks in appreciation.
That was Musk on stage at a rally in Green Bay, Wisconsin, back in late March. He or someone on his official X account posting just before that rally, he was going to give a talk that entrance would be limited to those who voted in the election, and that he would be personally handing over two checks for $1 million each in quote appreciation for you taking the time to vote. 12 hours after that first post, there was a follow-up clarifying some things, and then also saying that the checks would be handed over to 2 people to be spokespeople for the petition. So this led to a lot of allegations of potential bribing of voters, trying to swing the vote. So this case was handed off to La Crosse County, where District Attorney Tim Greinke would make the final decision, and in his statement today, announcing that no charges would be forthcoming, said Musk's initial post could have been seen as offering financial incentive, but with Musk's clarification that it was intended for people selected as spokespeople, Greinke did not believe a jury would convict Musk. So this would have eventually had to have gone to a jury trial if there would have been charges filed. And that's Greinke's line of thinking here, that even if I could convince a jury the original post was a bribe, he did not believe they would be able to convict Musk of a crime after considering the intent of that follow-up message specifically. Also, Musk noting,
The reason for the checks is that it's really just to get attention.
So that's not too surprising coming from Musk either, and shocking that the world's first trillionaire will not be facing charges in this case.
Well, number 2, the Packers unveiling new alternate uniforms today, celebrating the team's unique history and public ownership. If you text the word WATCH to our WTMJ Talk and text line, you'll see a scrolling photo gallery of the new uniforms, helmet, and jerseys. No big difference with the pants. So text the word WATCH to our Siding Unlimited WTMJ Talk and text line. That's 855-616-1620. So the jerseys, let's start with that. Kind of a vintage sort of green here, kind of a saturated color. You've got some gold and alabaster accents. So not gleaming white, kind of a creamy off-white color. That's alabaster. Meant to be sort of worn, perhaps a little faded, but not that gleaming white that we've seen before with some of the Packers Color Rush uniforms. The idea behind the color scheme is pretty simple. It's inspired by the aged paper of Packers stock certificates, of which over 500,000 have been sold. Other neat features include Go Pack Go. It's written on the back of the helmet. It says making history since 1919 on the inside of the collar. There's also this kind of throwback to the Lombardi era. Looks like on the left upper chest area above the numbers, an interlocking G and letter B. logo, which I think is pretty cool.
Yeah, I've seen those on hats over the years. Not so much on the uniform. And the Packers, it does seem, are over the years historically have been very hesitant to too much tweak with that iconic look that we all know. Classic G logo, yellow helmets. But as the NFL advances, so too do the Packers. We were talking about this earlier, and I was all in on these at the start. I have weaned a little bit. I mean, ultimately, at the end of the day, if you win a game in the uniform, you could go out there wearing purple pants with pink shoes. I don't care what you wear, just get a win. But subjectively, I'm weaning back a little bit on them. Ultimately, though, it's whatever to me.
They're calling them the rivalries uniform. So the Packers are going to debut these jerseys and helmets and the whole deal on October 11th when they play the Bears, right? Oldest rivalry, you wear your rivalry uniforms. The graphic designer's description of every intricate detail is interesting to me. So the jersey numbers, all right, I'm looking at Keyshawn Nixon here, it's number 25. And yes, the 2 does look like the 2 you might see on a $20 bill, and the 5 does look like a 5 you might see on the $5 bill. I wouldn't associate that without knowing the actual reason behind the numbers. So the treatment with the numbers is modeled after the intricate lettering on paper currency, which is reflective of the financial contributions from the fans that have helped sustain the Packers franchise over the years. So that is quite a bit of detail that I would not ordinarily have picked out, but because it's there, now I'm looking at it and I can't see it any different than what I see in dollar bills.
I kind of read this as the money it will cost you in the team store to buy one of these wonderful jerseys after the fact.
Also true. Packers made in Wisconsin. What are the best things ever made in Wisconsin? There's a contest to prove it. We'll do it after this.
Accident Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 255368.
This is Brian Wicker, Chief Homebuyer Helper with Wisconsin's own Accident Mortgage. Nicer homes are still getting multiple offers over asking, and there's only one winner per listing. I want to help you be that winner, which is why I just increased the rock-solid pre-approval guarantee to $10,000. It's all about getting the seller to pick your offer over the others. So AccuNet is now guaranteeing in writing to pay the seller 10,000 American bucks if we can't make good on the terms of your fully verified rock-solid pre-approval. Banks don't do that. We're willing to stand behind our work and stand behind you with a $10,000 guarantee that sellers will definitely notice. Maybe you've been writing offers and losing, which feels terrible, or maybe you're just starting out. Either way, don't settle for a flimsy bank pre-approval and let someone else end up sleeping in your dream home. Give the seller 10,000 reasons to say yes to your offer with AccuNet's new $10,000 rock-solid seller guarantee. Get started with yours today at accunet.com.
Greg Manzik here for Sorens Ford on Capitol Drive in Brookfield, original home of the nice guys, and still going strong here 108 years later. Same family ownership, this incredible Ford dealership, the longest running in the state of Wisconsin. That is amazing. That is Sorens Ford, where the buying and ownership experience is second to none. Took a drive through the dealership a couple of days ago. The inventory, fantastic. In fact, I saw some of the new 2027 Ford Expeditions. That is a beautiful vehicle, and you've got a great opportunity to get in one, new or used, at Sorens Ford on Capitol Drive in Brookfield. Need a service appointment? No problem. Oil change, tire rotation, the basic stuff, or something more significant, Sorens can help you out. In fact, they'll do some at-home service. They'll even come to your house, pick up the vehicle, take it back to the dealership, perform the services required, and then deliver that vehicle back to you. You may not even have to leave the house to get that oil change, thanks to Sorens Ford. On Capitol Drive in Brookfield, check out Sorens.com. That's SOERENS.com.
Enjoy life at Capri Communities, where senior living's our expertise. Caring staff that help you when you need. Enjoy life at Capri, making friends and memories. Living life to the fullest, you will love your new home. Enjoy life at Capri Communities.
You know, I mean, your home is about as personal as it gets, right?
We want to build a relationship with homeowners, not only educating them, but we're getting to know them and allowing them an opportunity to get to know us.
Yeah, the interview goes both ways. Mm-hmm. Getting to know people while also serving them. It's so much more than just, okay, we're replacing your roof.
Besides that, it's just the right thing to do. See how Big Fish Contracting is renovating homes and redeeming an industry at bigfishcontracting.com.
Overall, nice day today. Some clouds on the increase tonight. Might see a little bit of rain this evening. That could linger into tomorrow morning. Just a slight chance, however. High 78 today, 83 tomorrow. Some pop-up storms possible throughout the day. Thursday looks great. High 77 and sunny. Friday's high 75 under sunny skies. It's 77 right now in Milwaukee at 218. Well, what is the coolest thing made in Wisconsin? The WMC, which is Wisconsin Manufacturers and Commerce, is on a mission to find out, and nominations are being accepted until September 11th. Previous winners include the Search and Rescue Thousand Island Airboat and the Bevy Bottleless Water Dispenser, manufactured by Plexus. The winner in 2024...
At Jolly Good, we believe in quality, but we also believe in value. We want you to get your money's worth. That's why you'll usually find a lower price on Jolly Good soda, lower than any other canned soda. Next time, take a good look at the price. For flavor and value, Jolly Good's got it.
That commercial was from 1979, so it doesn't have to be brand new and hot off the assembly line to be included in this competition, which I think is amazing, and it underscores the level of manufacturing brilliance in the state of Wisconsin. Jacob Fisher, the Director of Marketing and Communications for the WMC, joins us. Jacob, this contest dates back to 2019, but remind our fans here the overall goal behind it.
Yeah, Greg, Adam, thanks for having me on. The goal of the Coolest Thing Made in Wisconsin contest is to promote Wisconsin's robust manufacturing industry. We've got a huge manufacturing industry here, and the goal of the contest is to promote that, get some news for some of these companies that you may not have heard of, some companies you may have heard of. But Wisconsin's manufacturing sector is so big and so vital to our economy. We thought in 2016 we wanted to create a contest that promotes everything about Wisconsin manufacturing. That's what this contest does.
So when you talk about the products that are going to ultimately make this final group of ones that will be voted on, when you're looking at identifying and evaluating the nominees, is WMC looking for products that are, just kind of those popular ones that people are very familiar with, or are you evaluating a much more wider picture here, whether it's the product or the company's innovation ability, their complexity, or the impact on the economy and the people behind the product?
So the only thing that you need, a company needs or a product needs to be in this contest is to be manufactured here in Wisconsin. We don't take anything more than that. So this is a goal to promote all of Wisconsin manufacturing. We've had big companies win. Harley-Davidson, obviously Milwaukee, an iconic Wisconsin brand. You said Jolly Good soda before, but we had smaller companies win and things that you might not have heard of before. In terms of products, we've had stuff that have been used in the military, and we've had stuff like Kringle win in this contest. So it kind of promotes everything that we got here in Wisconsin. And as far as WMC looks at it, this is a contest we put on, but we have no stakes in the game other than to promote the industry at large. So this is a popular voting contest. Anybody in Wisconsin and anywhere can vote on this.
Jacob, are there rules to prevent voter fraud and false absentee ballots? Oh, wait a minute. That's a different story.
That's right. Yeah.
Different story
We're not
altogether.
Any late night ballot dumps.
Well, good to know on that regard.
Check your flash drives.
I wanted to ask because I went to the website and you can see previous winners. And yes, I think for me it's an education on, I didn't know that was made here, or I had never heard of that company. So I suppose in some respects this serves as a bit of a marketing and promotional tool for some of these businesses and manufacturing facilities here in the state of Wisconsin. Do you hear back from any of these submissions saying, hey, you know what, it's helped our overall recruitment? We're getting more clicks on our website, more people checking the careers tab and so on, things like that?
Yeah, absolutely. And some cool things that companies have done to promote the contest while it's going on is actually, you'll often see during this contest when we get the nominations collected and people are actually in, if you visit some of these contestants' websites, you'll see on there, vote for us for Coolest Thing Made in Wisconsin. I mean, the local news and the news that these companies get from it, you can't say more about it. This promotes the industry and these companies writ large very well. So, but the broader goal of this with the companies, we want to find out the coolest thing made in Wisconsin. But like I told you before, the contest goal is to promote the entire industry. Let's think about Wisconsin's manufacturing industry. As we're celebrating America's 250th birthday this year, manufacturing has shaped America, and Wisconsin plays a big role in that. Here in the state, we employ 1 in 6 Wisconsin workers to the manufacturing industry. Nearly 500,000 Wisconsinites work in the industry. Last year alone, $74 billion of our state's GDP came from the manufacturing industry. So while we're looking to highlight these small, big companies, it's the industry overall.
So you mentioned the varying sizes, Jacob, of the companies that are involved. You mentioned Harley and even some places that people maybe have never heard of before. But are there mechanisms in place to keep this from just becoming, like a popularity contest where, I recognize that name, so that's going to move on. Oh, there's this company that, that's kind of interesting, but, you compare them to one of our Fortune 500s or something like that, not so much. What do you have in place to keep it from becoming a popularity contest?
Yeah, again, so it is a voting contest. Anybody and anyone can vote for it. The mechanisms we have in place is ensuring that everybody gets to be seen on our website, right? So if you're a nominee, you're going to be showing up in the website. We'll have some information on the company. I think that the past has kind of just shown that this is not a popularity contest for how big the company is. Like I said, Harley Davidson's one before. There's some on here that you wouldn't have heard of. I mean, Thousand Island Airboats, our 2025 winner, is maybe something that not everybody's heard of, but they produced, and the product that won was a search and rescue airboat. So for our first responders here in Wisconsin, it is a vehicle for our first responders to go on ice and in water to rescue people, animals, whatnot. You might not have heard of that, but it's a really cool thing made in Wisconsin, and it got the recognition it deserved.
So, Jacob, how do companies listening to this go about submitting an entry and being a part of this contest?
Yeah, anybody and everyone, companies, individuals can go to madeinwiz.com. That's MADEINWIS.com. And then you hit nominate a company. You go in there, submit your nomination, and then that will end that popular round, or not popular round, the nomination round will end on September 11th. After that, we'll announce the nominees on September 17th. Then September 21st to the 29th is when popular vote round starts.
Well, really cool stuff here. Jacob Fisher, the Director of Marketing and Communications for the WMC, the 2026 Coolest Thing in Wisconsin contest is up and running. Submit your nominees. We appreciate it, Jacob. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, guys.
You bet. So, yeah, Jolly Good is an amazing story. That commercial I played for you was in 1979. This was a soda that when I was a kid, it was almost like the off-brand, right? It's kind of what it felt like. So it was like, it wasn't Coke or Pepsi. It was sort of the cheaper knockoff. And it really hurt their sales. So they revamped their marketing strategy. And all of a sudden, Jolly Good started showing up in stores like Sendik's, more specialty grocery stores. Craft soda. Not bargain soda, but a craft soda. Didn't really change any of the recipe. They just changed their marketing strategy and started showing up in more selective areas. And it's really helped their bottom line. And it's delicious regardless. Recipe's the same, marketing strategy different, but made in Wisconsin and a company that did a rather remarkable turnaround with a shift in strategy.
Absolutely.
Craft soda, not a bargain soda.
Of course not.
Delicious. It's 2:26, news coming up.
It's Mike with Infinity Exteriors. I've seen it all, Wisconsin. Sketchy sales gimmicks for low-quality windows, siding that costs more than a new home, fly-by-night roofers. 60,000 happy customers made a better choice. Infinity Exteriors roofing, siding, and windows all come with our lifetime workmanship warranty, no overcharges, and transparent pricing. At Infinity Exteriors, we're on a mission to save our communities from unscrupulous contractors. Visit infinityexteriors.com.
Wisconsin's hometown pizza is Palermo's, made right here in the state of Wisconsin, celebrating over 60 years of making the best frozen pizza you will find. I got a slice for every appetite. So what's going to be for you? Screamin' Sicilian, tavern style, or original crust? Either one, overflowing with toppings. You can't go wrong with Screamin' Sicilian. My wife loves Primo Thin. My kids love, pretty much anything we put on the table as long as it's made by Palermo's. Pick it up wherever you like to shop. Stock up and save with Palermo's Pizza, made right here in Wisconsin. And then preheat the oven to 425. About 20 minutes later, everybody will be happy and eating great food. Made by Palermo's, Wisconsin's hometown pizza.
Step right up and see the magnificent Beck sofa at Penny Mustard.
What's with the circus getup?
Ever seen a clown car?
With clowns that keep climbing out one after another?
Exactly. The Beck sofa is Penny Mustard's clown car.
How so?
The Beck's appears to be a petite, apartment-sized sofa.
Yeah.
But it can hold contortionists, lion tamers, and the ringmaster, too.
Step right up and see the Beck sofa, starting at $19.77 at Penny Mustard.
Showrooms in Milwaukee and Chicago.
PennyMustard.com.
See every smile, every milestone, every moment that matters most. From the moment you walk into Shopko Optical, you'll feel welcomed, valued, and genuinely cared for. The team at Shopko Optical takes time to understand your concerns, explain your options, and answer questions so you feel confident in your care. Whether you're due for a comprehensive eye exam or looking for the right eyewear, they're here to support your vision and eye health every step of the way. Create your personalized eye care plan. Visit shopko.com today.
I'm WTMJ's Sandy Max. What makes senior living at Three Pillars so special?
The welcomeness. People are so friendly. If you have a problem, you can go to anybody. The community and the sense of safety provided for my mom and dad, and it's just like the most wonderful place to be.
They're just delightful, everyone. I don't see staff, I see friends. And I really do feel that.
And you couldn't live in more beautiful grounds.
Schedule a tour today at threepillars.org.
Are you worried about running out of money in retirement? Wondering about how to pay less taxes? Join me, Tony Drake, for the Retirement Ready Show, live every Saturday at noon and Sunday at 7 a.m. on WTMJ 620 or 103.3 FM. We'll talk about smart strategies to help you retire with confidence. Don't miss it.
Drake & Associates LLC is an independent investment advisory firm that offers a variety of different investment vehicles. This commercial is provided for informational purposes only and should not be construed as individual investment advice. Drake & Associates LLC does not provide legal or tax advice. Past performance is not indicative of future performance.
It's 2:30. I'm Greg Matzik. This is Wisconsin's Midday News. Your top story, bar owners under fire for music they didn't play.
I'm Adam Roberts. Keep an eye out for this animal on the loose in central Wisconsin.
Increasing clouds today, humidity on the rise, some overnight showers possible, and a low of 67 after a daytime high of 78 degrees.
This is a special report from ABC News. I'm Michelle Franzen. Tributes are pouring in for Dolly Parton. The country music legend, songwriter, and philanthropist died today. Her publicist says at home in Nashville, Tennessee. Parton was known for her massive hits over 6 decades, including I Will Always Love You, along with Jolene. Parton paved the way in the music world and also turned her music success into a learning ground. Her nephew Brian Seaver today says the family will continue her work.
Generations of singers, songwriters, musicians, and dreamers from every walk of life and across every continent. By her example, we believe that anything was possible.
Parton also went on to win the hearts in Hollywood, acting in 9 to 5 and also Steel Magnolias and other films. She also used her name and fame for charity and opened Dollywood in Tennessee's Smoky Mountains. The family did not disclose the cause of death. Dolly Parton was 80. This is ABC News.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time is 2:31.
A Milwaukee bar is responding to backlash over a list of rap artists that DJs were allegedly told not to play.
The list was revealed on social media, which states the garage on Brady Street allegedly included dozens of predominantly black hip-hop and rap artists, warning DJs they could lose work if they played them. It also included in bolding no Milwaukee rap, which resulted in local backlash. The Garage and Hi-Hat Lounge say the list was created by an employee without ownership's approval. They say the goal was to avoid music with lyrics about violence or guns and create a more relaxed atmosphere. The owners on Instagram say they have spoken with the employee involved and stressed that creating a list of artists was the wrong approach. Nizer Spencer, WTMJ News.
The man accused of killing 3 people in a murder spree across Milwaukee earlier this month enters a not guilty plea.
36-year-old Thomas Zolikofer faces 7 felonies, including first-degree intentional homicide in the deaths of his ex-girlfriend, 26-year-old Vanessa De Herrera, and 29-year-old Scott Buckholes during a domestic dispute. He's also accused of shooting and killing 38-year-old Shamarla Hare after Hare refused to allow him to remain at her home after the first 2 deaths. Zolikofer is due back in court Friday for a bail hearing. He faces life in prison if convicted on all charges. Neil Doyle, WTMJ News.
Teachers from a burned-down elementary school receiving hundreds of dollars worth of supplies just in time for the start of the school year.
All 34 Lincoln Avenue elementary school teachers received a
bin containing everything from poster boards and markers to kinetic sand. Executive Director of the Milwaukee Public Schools Foundation, Myra Edwards.
We decided that we wouldn't be presumptive about what teachers needed. We actually surveyed teachers. We wanted to put the same exact thing in every bin.
The school saw no loss of enrollment for the upcoming school year, and students and staff have been relocated to a new space inside of Pulaski High School.
I think that this school community is so close-knit.
Elizabeth Linton in WTMJ News.
Milwaukee's Oriental Theater, one of less than 20 theaters across the country that can show 70mm film year-round. Theater celebrating with a week of classics.
Milwaukee Film Artistic Director Kara Ogburn says a 6-foot film reel takes some heavy lifting.
We have a changeover projector that actually changes from one machine to the other when that reel changes. It requires rhythm and strength to be a projectionist.
From West Side Story to Sinners, she tells WTMJ's What's on Tap how that celluloid film strip makes a movie special.
Sometimes you physically can tell that it is old, right? These are archival prints that we're showing for this week. So sometimes you'll see something that's like, ooh, that has a small scratch or that has some small imperfection.
Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
And a kangaroo is still on the loose. Operative word, still, after 4 escaped from a trailer near I-39 in Portage. That's a kangaroo that's still on the loose. The Wisconsin State Patrol says kangaroos got loose on Sunday while their owner was stopped to transfer the animals between vehicles. The 2 were hit by vehicles and did not survive. The owner recovered a third, but 1 kangaroo is still unaccounted for. The State Patrol is telling drivers not to stop on the interstate if you spot it. Don't try and catch it. The kangaroo that's on the loose.
Please do not try to catch the kangaroo on the loose. Sports, traffic, and weather on the way next. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Times, 2:34.
Don't miss out on the Labor Day sale at Ken Michaels Furniture. Our entire showroom of heirloom quality furniture is on sale. Enjoy factory discounts on exceptional brands like Norwalk, Bradington Young, Hooker, and our Amish dining and bedroom collections. Create a sofa, chair, sectional, or recliner as unique as you are with our thousands of customizable upholstery options. For unbeatable savings on better quality furniture, shop the Labor Day sale now at Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, and downtown. There's no doubt that a better night's sleep makes for better days, and a good quality mattress helps make it happen. When you buy your new Milwaukee mattress from Ken Michaels Furniture, you are assured of a mattress made individually for you, out of the finest materials right from our own Milwaukee factory. We make every style, size, and firmness of mattress imaginable, and with our factory direct prices, you will save hundreds of dollars. Milwaukee mattress from Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, or downtown Milwaukee, where better days come from a great night's sleep.
A well-placed mirror can be a decorator's best friend. And what I like best about adding a decorative mirror to a room is its ability to give it a bright, open feeling. It makes the most of a room's natural light, and that can give a real boost to your room's decor. So here are a few decorative mirror ideas that we can help you with. Say you have windows with a pretty view. Well, why not double your pleasure? Placing a large frame mirror directly across from a window that gets good light will give you great views from either side. Give your small apartment more space than meets the eye with a full wall mirror placed into a partially recessed wall. All you have to do is slide a chest or banquet in front of it, and the effect is subtle but very glamorous. This is Stacy Sinks with Less's Glass Service. If it's a new glass shower door, fogged or broken insulated glass replacement, or affordable glass and mirror home decor that you've been looking for, you just can't pass on Less's Glass. Less's Glass Service, serving all of southeastern Wisconsin. Find us at lessglassservice.com.
Shopping for new windows and doors shouldn't feel like a negotiation. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin doesn't believe in games. They never inflate pricing, and there's no high-pressure sales pitch. Just premium windows and doors built for long-term comfort, beauty, and peace of mind. Buy direct through Pella, and one trusted team handles everything with Pella-certified installers every step of the way. Real pricing, premium quality, no games. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Schedule your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Attention travelers! The Fox World Travel Vacation Showcase is coming to Oshkosh on Saturday, September 12th. Meet over 20 top vendors, including major cruise lines, tour companies, hotels, and WTMJ's own Steve Scafidi. Attend expert travel presentations, unlock exclusive booking offers, and enter to win amazing prizes. Registration is required to attend this premium event, and space is limited. Secure your spot today. Visit foxworldtravel.com to register right now.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports desk. The first place Brewers begin a series against the last place Mets tonight in New York. The New York Mets are 59-72 on the season, but they have won 6 of their last 9.
The Mets are like the hottest team in baseball right now. They're beating up on everybody. So we'll have our work cut out for us, but we know that going in that we're not going to surprise anybody anymore. It'll be a great series.
Kyle Harrison on the mound for the Brewers tonight. Outfielder Sal Frelick reinstated from the injured list. Coverage gets underway at 5:35. And the Packers begin joint practices with the Arizona Cardinals on Wednesday. The teams wrap up the preseason Friday night at Lambeau.
Let's take a look at the roads now. Your WTMJ Time Saver traffic. No incidents in Milwaukee County or elsewhere around the system for that matter, but we are starting to see volume build up right around where you'd usually expect it. 94 heading west past American Family Field. 27th Street over to Mitchell Boulevard will be just a touch slow. And then eastbound beginning around 76th Street rather, and then continuing to about 27th, you'll be on the brakes. Southbound 43 just north of Fond du Lac Avenue, south past the Marquette towards the high-rise bridge will be just a bit slow, as will be 894 heading west out of the Mitchell and over towards Forest Home.
Well, some clouds on the increase later tonight that could bring about some rain. Slight chance of rain tomorrow morning, then some pop-up showers possible throughout the day. Tomorrow's high 83. Thursday and Friday look great. Sunny on Thursday, high 77. Sunny on Friday, high 75. It's currently 76 and mostly sunny in Milwaukee at 2:39.
It's Tech Tuesday with ABC News technology reporter Mike Dubusky.
We're not sure if he will be a judge in the upcoming AI beauty pageant, but he is our guest every Tuesday on Tech Tuesday.
The latest and greatest in the world of tech.
Tesla's next product, they call it a robo-taxi. These are AR glasses. They're called simply the Frame.
On Wisconsin's Midday News.
It's Tuesday. That means Tech Tuesday on Wisconsin's Midday News, our weekly check-in with ABC tech expert. It's Mike Dubusky. Hey, Mike.
Hey, guys. How are you?
Hey, you're doing well. So big discussion here in the state of Wisconsin, really for the last couple of years, surrounding data centers, companies finding Wisconsin to be a rather attractive state, the cost of land, the cooling powers of Lake Michigan, and then you've got some backlash from communities. It's a really interesting discussion, Mike, and it's going to be a key component of the race for governor. But what we're finding across the country is that it doesn't seem to be a Democrats are on this side, Republicans are on this side sort of issue.
Yeah, we're seeing increasing backlash to data center construction projects from both sides of the aisle. You're absolutely right. Data centers, just to back up briefly, they're these giant facilities. They house the computers that are used by tech companies. They are not anything new, right? Data centers support everything from cybersecurity infrastructure to Netflix. They're used for a whole variety of different highly compute-intensive things. But recently they've been in focus for kind of being the physical manifestation of the AI race, right? AI is software, you can't touch it, but it does live somewhere, and largely it lives in data centers, right? Because AI is a very computer-intensive, energy-intensive technology. These companies need to put all that, computer power somewhere. And tech companies have increasingly been building bigger and bigger, more powerful data centers across the country, and promising jobs and investment will come to the communities where those data centers show up. However, we've also seen energy costs go up in these communities where these facilities are built, jacking up people's electricity bills. Earlier this year, Goldman Sachs found that electricity prices jumped 6.9% in 2025, according to Goldman Sachs economists. And they said that they expect data centers to boost electricity demand significantly, accounting for about 40% of total power demand growth over the next 5 years. So it is showing up on people's pocketbooks or on people's electricity bills in a pretty robust way. And now that it is showing up politically as well, with just a couple weeks to go before the midterms. In a private memo last week, the National Republican Senatorial Committee warned that AI companies who are building data centers across the country could be killing the party's chances of keeping a key Senate seat in Ohio. In Michigan, Republican Senate candidate Mike Rogers came out in support of a one-year moratorium on the construction of new data centers. He had previously opposed a moratorium. Texas Governor Greg Abbott similarly issuing a reversal on data center projects. He, not that long long ago was touting Texas as the epicenter of AI development, inviting AI data center construction. Now he has instituted a freeze on data center projects as the state audits tech companies for energy use, water use. On the Democratic side of things, New York Governor Kathy Hochul instituting a very similar moratorium earlier this year, specifically targeting the hyperscale data centers, the really big ones. Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro, that's where I'm from, they also instituted new restrictions on data center construction after Josh Shapiro had long supported projects like that. So it is quickly becoming a lightning rod, playing into the sort of larger affordability questions that lawmakers are reckoning with, again, with just a few weeks to go before November.
I'm glad you brought up the political aspect of this, because data centers have indeed already entered the conversation in the Wisconsin governor's race. And as we look around the country, why are politicians who were once cheering on these massive AI data centers now kind of pumping the brakes a bit?
There's two different ways to look at this, right? Tech companies have said that jobs and investment will come to areas that agree to data center construction projects. And to a degree, they're correct, right? Building new, facilities in areas does spur, the construction industry. It spurs certain, local companies to contribute to that project. But what we found is that over time, these things are not factories, right? It's not like people are clocking in and out of work. They don't actually employ, comparatively speaking, that many people. And I think that, contributes to some of the negative feelings. A few months ago, a Gallup poll found that 71% of Americans oppose the construction of new data centers in their area, citing concerns about things like water use and electricity bills, as we've talked about, but also the impact on the economy, local resources, pollution, quality of life, things like AI in general. People just kind of concerned about the potential for that technology to go wrong. And I think that means that, as you see these, politicians start to issue their reversals for some of these projects, that is reflective of a larger change in sentiment we're seeing among the American people here, who are maybe a little bit more skeptical of AI and its potential than they were just a few years ago.
Kind of a tech question on this, Mike, but over time, technology promises one thing. It'll be bigger, it'll be faster, and that it usually becomes smaller, right?
Yeah.
My wonder is, 15, 20 years from now, maybe even less time than that, will these massive data centers be required to do the kind of supercomputing that it sets out to do, right? Do you need these giant warehouses, these massive plots of land, or will you be able to do all the supercomputing you need in a very small area? What happens to the size of these data centers if it's no longer required?
Yeah, it's a really good question. And I mean, I think it's safe to assume that technology will progress and get smaller, and we'll figure out efficiencies and better ways to do this. And eventually, the power demand here is going to shrink. What we've heard from leaders in the AI industry is that the way that AI will bring about this sort of transformation in the world, right? The disruptions that we would see to, the economy and to the job market and to the education sector and so on and so forth, that only comes with scale, right? And they need to build out this technology in order to support, what they see as a still evolving technology. The flip side to that is that it's going to take time, right? Those sort of efficiencies and those sorts of developments and advancements, it's going to take years, right? And the midterms are in a couple months. So the I think sentiment right now to hit pause, touch the brakes, just sort of evaluate exactly what kind of effect it's having for people right now. The idea that eventually this stuff is going to get better down the pike, kind of falls on deaf ears here, it seems like. So, we'll have to see. There are many ideas about how to make these things, more efficient, better corporate citizens. Many companies like Microsoft and Google have issued pledges to sort of pay their own way or to invest in environmental projects to offset some of the negative impacts of these data centers. In Texas, Governor Greg Abbott, part of that moratorium is to require these companies to pay for the sort of increased electricity costs that are being right now shouldered by residents in these communities if a data center project is to go up. There are even sort of more out there ideas about how to make these things kind of more usable and better. Elon Musk has floated the idea of building data centers in space, though, of course, many experts have said that's kind of unrealistic. Others have said you could build data centers underwater to help cool things, or in the Arctic and things like that. All face their their own challenges, all come with a ton of skepticism, I think, from the larger industry. But even still, it kind of speaks to just how early we are in this development cycle and how wide a range of potential solutions are being explored right now.
Mike, I'm going to switch gears here before we let you go, because Grand Theft Auto 6 may be the most anticipated video game in the world, and somebody keeps leaking it. Now you have the parent company issuing subpoenas to Microsoft and Discord. What exactly are they hoping to find?
Well, they're hoping to track down the hacker who is behind a series of leaks of Grand Theft Auto 6, which again is expected to be this huge deal when it launches on November 19th. Rockstar Games issuing subpoenas to Microsoft and Discord in the hopes of tracking that hacker down. They know a few things. The videos that were released from like a late build of this game were all watermarked by a person or a group identifying themselves as CyberLeak. One of the clips has a call for viewers to buy a CyberLeak cryptocurrency, so it does seem like there's a monetary incentive behind this leaker. But the leakers also say that the breaches will continue until Rockstar announces a physical release for the game. Even if you go to a physical store and buy a box of Grand Theft Auto in November when it comes out, it won't come with a disc in the box, just a code to download a digital version of the game. That has caused a lot of consternation in the gaming space. It's also not the first time something like this has happened, guys. Right now, an 18-year-old in the UK is serving a life sentence for leaking Grand Theft Auto 6 content. That happened all the way back in 2023, which gets us into this bigger discussion about how GTA 6 has been in development for more than a decade now. This is a hugely anticipated game, if only because it's been so long since gamers have been able to play a new Grand Theft Auto. The original, or rather the fifth Grand Theft Auto came out back in 2013. They've sold 230 million copies of that game. Even simple things like the reveal of the cover art for GTA 6 gets millions of views online. It seems like these leaks are only accelerating the hype around this game. Again, it's going to be a big deal when this thing launches in November.
Mike, I thought of you the other day, a storage box found at a store called One Stop Wonders. It's a video game store in Waukesha, contained 97 pristine and unreleased copies of a 1993 variant of Super Mario Brothers and Duck Hunt. These were factory fresh cartridges found inside an original shipping box. There were some differences with the internal motherboards and some different labeling, unique screw types, altered manuals. Nobody had ever seen these things in the world, and they turned up at a store in Waukesha, and now they're going for thousands and maybe even tens of thousands of dollars or more on auction.
Again, I think it just speaks to, how prominent and how important it is to pay attention to the gaming industry, things like that, right? The gaming industry, by some metrics, namely money making, is bigger than Hollywood, right? Like, huge swaths of the population play video games in some capacity or another. It's not all Grand Theft Auto. It's not all racing cars and firing guns. Sometimes it's as simple as like the mobile game on your phone. But gaming is a huge deal for a huge percentage of the population. And I think that, given that there's such efforts to, preserve, works of literature, preserve works of film and what have you, that is starting to, crop up in the gaming space as well. An incredibly small percentage of games manufactured before 2010, I believe, are actually like in a playable state right now. And that's why you're seeing things like the Video Game History Foundation and the Video Game Preservation industry start to, advocate for, more and more, preservation tactics. And I think that you're seeing, even when, people discover these kind of like, games stowed away in a box somewhere, that gets a lot of attention because it is important to a lot of people to preserve kind of the history of this, very attention and popular industry.
There was some thought that these Nintendo games, the Super Mario Brothers and Duck Hunt, could go for millions up on the auction block. They are up on the auction block right now, but I'm looking at the latest, and it looks like the most expensive bid at this point is $1,500. So there's a ways to go to get to $1 million or millions, but we still have 15 days to go.
Well, I don't want to be outbid on this, right? That's my post there. I need this
guys,
thing.
I think if we all go in on this together, right, we could really corner the market, it seems like.
Yeah, kind of a cool story. Tech Tuesday here on Wisconsin's Midday News. Good stuff, Mike. Thanks again.
Thanks, Mike.
Of course, guys. Take care. Have a good one.
You too.
This message reaches 1 million people or more every week. Spreading the gospel is more than one voice speaking to 1 million. It is and must continue to be 1 million voices, each speaking to one, pointing them to our friend Jesus.
The Lutheran Hour with Dr. Michael Ziegler.
The Lutheran Hour, Sunday mornings at 6:30 on WTMJ.
25 years ago, a generational Bucks team made an unforgettable run.
This is the place to be.
Write It Up, narrated by Jim Paschke, is the new season of the Behind the Bucks podcast, presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. This is the oral history of the 2000-2001 Milwaukee Bucks and their run to Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Finals.
Absolute bedlam here at the Bradley Center.
Listen now on Bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get your podcasts.
WTMJ's Eric Bilstead here for Tri-County Contracting. Hey, reminder, it is summer storm season, and weather damage can be a real issue at the house. So if you think you've got a problem, remember, Tri-County Contracting gives free estimates on any potential wind or hail damage. And here's the best part, they can always work directly with your insurance. It's Tri-County Contracting, WI.com. Love your home again, even during the storm season, with Tri-County Contracting, WI.com.
Looking for books, movies, digital tools, exciting programs, and more? Milwaukee County Public Libraries have it all, totally free. One library card opens the doors to all 27 public libraries in the county. Kids can dive into story times and STEAM kits full of fun and discovery, while adults can join book clubs, sharpen career skills, or take online classes in everything from tech to language learning. Head to findmylibrary.org to begin exploring libraries and open up a world of unlimited access to learning and fun.
Picture this, a perfect summer evening, great friends, and dinner on the patio overlooking a beautiful course. That's Racine Country Club. More than golf, it's a place to relax, gather, and belong. A new energy is here, and you're invited to experience it. From great food to unforgettable events, it's a lifestyle built around community. Whether it's a quick night after work, dinner with friends, or a weekend with family, Racine Country Club offers something for everyone, year-round. Discover what's new at Racine Country Club. Visit racinecountryclub.com.
For more than a century, Curative Care has been helping children, adults, and families across southeast Wisconsin navigate developmental disabilities and find the support they need to thrive. Curative helps families every step of the way, from early childhood through adulthood, connecting parents with resources, providing guidance during challenging times, and creating a community where people truly belong. If you know someone who may be looking for answers and support for a loved one with developmental disabilities, visit curative.org today.
Prizes, flyaways, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting WTMJ.com/contests.
That's WTMJ.com/contests.
Out of time on today's program, Wisconsin's Afternoon News around the corner. If you missed any bit of our show, check out our podcast page, built by Siding Unlimited. Also, check us out on YouTube. You got some good show clips on there. We are on YouTube each and every day with Wisconsin's Midday News. Got a Wisconsin's Afternoon News shortened version coming up with John and Julia. Then it's Brewers baseball from Citi Field in New York at 5:35.
You've seen us around town, volunteering, supporting events, and showing up where it matters. At Waterstone Bank, we're more than a bank. We're your neighbor. The money you deposit stays local, helping small businesses, creating jobs, and supporting home ownership. It's banking from the community for the community. Visit your local branch or WSBOnline.com to see how we're building a stronger southeastern Wisconsin, one neighbor at a time. Waterstone Bank, member FDIC.
Welcome back to Ask Hasslis.
Are your employee-free hassle